Welcome back to CYPTV. Share, like, leave a comment. Now let's jump right into the videos.
2 years building an entire town for his pets, and it will blow your mind. It all started with an apartment for his Shiba Inu and cats, but when people saw the excruciating level of detail that Jing put into it, it went viral. I mean, it is so realistic that it makes it look like the cat is the thing that's fake. Bro, he even created an underground den for his hamster, and then inside that, another even smaller room for his spider. What the hell? And so naturally, people wanted more. So Jing started building more, like an elevator, a mini robo-vacuum, a gaming room complete with a sneaker collection, figurines, and model cars. And yes, this apartment even has running water. He then spent the next 2 months building an underground parking garage for his pets and even added cameras and put Shiba-san as the head of security. But you know what his pets really needed after that? A seaside retreat to get away from the city. So bro built them an entire private island. Not that kind of island. It took him over a month to build, and it comes with real flowing water, a painted horizon, and is themed on how to train your dragon. And thinking a private island was probably a good place to stop, he then finds out that Ting Hao was pregnant with 7 kittens. And so he suddenly realized this apartment wasn't big enough for a growing family. So naturally, he started building an entire town. Over the months, he built his pets a spa, a supermarket, yes, with real meat, a bank, a cinema, which took him another 2 months to build because he had to 3D print over 1,000 separate parts. He built them a billiards club, a Meow Donald's, and even copped his hamster a cyber quad and his cats a cyber truck. But by far, the biggest addition to Cat Town was the working subway station. This took Jing over 4 months to build, and some of the most challenging parts was figuring out how to open the train doors and platform doors simultaneously, and also how to create a working escalator. But of course, he achieved both of them beautifully, and today, Cat Town has affordable transportation. Now, the biggest question he gets asked all the time is why? Why spend all this time and money on your pets like this? Well, he said that it started just as a fun little idea to attract more customers to his wife's pet store, which she recently opened. But then it just spiraled out of control because he loves what he does, and it makes his son.
I think that's amazing. His cats are lucky to have him. Those cats are living better than I am.
We now have video footage of a fire-breathing dragon flying outside of a passenger plane, and this looks pretty legit to me. And before you ask, no, it is not an AI video. I already went and checked. It turns out to be real. And this has been happening a lot more lately, because if you remember, just a few years ago, this photo was taken in China and it was all over the news. And don't forget, just a few hundred years ago during the Tartarian era, in our encyclopedias, dragons were listed as now rare. So that means they were a real species, but they had become less common. Now personally, I think that the flat earth German ice wall map from the 1940s is the hidden key to tell us where these dragons flew off to after we had been killing them in the Middle Ages, making them more rare. I think they went to one of these other continents that were not too far away from our own, and they probably went to a place such as Asgard or Terra Vista, the unexplored regions. I think this map shows probably what is actually out there, the closest out of any of these ice wall maps that we've seen so far.
Those dragons seem real to him. Did they seem real to you? I don't know.
There's a spell that I was hired to do on multiple females. It gives them a voice of a lot higher range than what they naturally have. And that spell involves me going into the studio when they're singing, pulling down the back of their pants, and inserting my finger in their rectum. And I do a magic spell to go with it. It's not just a finger in the rectum. We found that spell in I think it was a druid spell book for improving somebody's singing voice. So they may have a range of 2 octaves that they can go up. I do this spell, this will give them 6 octaves.
Here, whatever it means to be refined. You know, even if it was black and charred, right?
If you're enjoying this video, I put several videos out a week. It'll be amazing if you hit the subscribe button and join me in the next video.
The famous rapper Young Thug just exposed the music industry. Watch this.
So Young Thug is really making it clear that if he going down for anything, he taking somebody down with him for something. So this man then said, since y'all want to call me a snitch, let's just air it all out then. We all been taking mad in Atlanta.
That's how these guys are getting famous.
Taking it, and they homeboys be giving it. Don't wear no skinnies around, baby, if you're not with it.
That's the initiation to fame.
Thug just like, I'm gonna be at the top of my pettiness because now they done busted me for these snitching allegations, and I'm just gonna take everybody down with me, and that's just what it is. So now, Thug, I'm assuming you done just got to the point where everything you know, you just letting it air out.
Yep.
You just literally said that all the rappers, all our favorite rappers from Atlanta, Baby, Gunna, all y'all, that's what y'all down there doing. Thug, got some information, but
I don't think this is just exclusive to the music industry. I think this is practiced in all of elite Hollywood, entertainment, all of it. And it probably gets even darker than that. Stay weird.
Stay! I've got myself a girlfriend. Well, it's one of my girlfriends. So she has something to say back, which is...
This is my boyfriend.
I don't know if I'm going to let you watch all this. I'm going to cut it.
You'll see. We'll shift up there because it looks like I've added a girlfriend to my collection, ladies and gentlemen. There's a room for both of us in here. You sure?
Yes.
First of all, ladies and gentlemen, I must tell you that it would appear that I've been adopted by my friend here, who has not left me alone all day and doesn't look like she's going to leave me alone all night. However...
You might ask, how do people not see the signs? But the truth is, they knew. This man was a sir, one of the king of this country's best friends. Current Prime Minister chose to turn a blind eye to allegations made about him in 2009. So yeah, they knew. I do a lot of stuff on Hollywood and elite actors and stuff, but we should never overlook what's going on in England. This is the core of the elite in this country.
What's the relationship that you had with Michael Jackson?
Had or have? I mean,
Had both.
No, whatever.
Let's go with had.
Listen, no, he's a good friend of mine, and he still is. I mean, everything that's going on, I mean, it's unfortunate. It's an unfortunate situation for everyone involved.
What happened at the house? That's what all these things that people are concerned about.
Weird, you know.
What did happen?
Nothing happened, you know. I mean, nothing really. I mean, we played video games, you know. We played it at an amusement park. Well, the thing is with that whole thing is that, you know, they go, oh, you slept in the same bedroom as him. It's like, I don't think you understand. Michael Jackson's bedroom is 2 stories. And it has like 3 bathrooms and this and that. So when I slept in his bedroom, yeah, but you have to understand the whole scenario. And the thing is with Michael is that he's not very good at explaining himself, and he never really has been, because he's not a very social person.
Why do you think he likes young people? So
it's because it's the same reason why he liked me, was the fact that I didn't care who he was. That was the thing. I talked to him like he was a normal human being. And that's what, and kids do that to him because he's not, I mean, he's Michael Jackson, the pop singer, but he's not the god of, you know, the king of pop or anything like that. He's just, you know, a guy who's actually very kid-like himself and wants to go out there and wants to play video games with you.
Did your parents encourage it?
They weren't against it. You know, it wasn't like they encouraged it or like pushing me upon it. It was just kind of like I wanted to hang out with them, and they were fine.
Are diamonds rare?
I can get in trouble for this one. No, diamonds are not rare. Okay, there was a company called De Beers. This company, De Beers, came along, I believe they're out of England, and they started buying up the diamond mines until they reached a point that they could control the outflow of diamonds. My understanding is they really created the whole system of grading diamonds to kind of create this idea of value. Diamonds are relatively common. There's enough for everyone on the planet to have it. So all they really had to do was create a giant need for diamonds. Giant marketing campaigns. Convinced everyone that this was the stone to use for engagement rings.
If you love them, get them a diamond.
Oh, right, yeah. And by controlling the market on the diamonds, they could charge whatever they wanted and create all these different levels to give it the appearance of value. And so it was really incredibly brilliant. Now, my understanding is at this point, it's not so much that they're controlling it all now. But no, there are much, much rarer stuff. Oh, far rarer. Tons of.
Oh my God!
That's my mom.
Oh, that's your mom?
Hold on, we gotta get a side by side. Oh my goodness. That is scary.
She's the first. She's the prototype.
It's also true. Look, there are bots. Never, ever underestimate the power of the intelligence community to screw up a field. Don't we all remember
there are
Snowden?
bots? What do you mean? You said
Bots.
there are bots. As in
Bot
robots?
farms. Yeah, fake people. You know, we remember Snowden's revelations weren't that long ago. It was less than 10 years ago. And one of the things we learned from Snowden is that troll farms exist. GCHQ of the UK, that's their NSA. And I think the NSA itself, I think it came out like they insert them. They have people on the payroll who pretend to be normal, genuine people, except they're not. They may have 10 different persona that they'll go around and just trash talk in various communities that they want to disrupt. Shit, the FBI was doing this with COINTELPRO back in the 1960s. You'd have people going in and infiltrating groups. Hoover was all over this. This is
all just old technology.
No, I was 55. I was done, I thought, and I was praying in the following fashion. God, if you've got anything for me, let me know what it is, but you better be clear because I don't even like it here. And you can knock me over with a truck tomorrow. I really want to go home. And that was basically my prayer. That prayer was answered. I was in my apartment in LA where I still live, and I was reading a book in bed, and I'm laying down, and 3 extra-dimensional beings floated in through the walls, and I was suddenly paralyzed, and the air went very electric. I had a moment of fear. One little moment, I called on my guru, Yogananda, Om Guru, and he was there at the foot of the bed instantly and filled me with bliss, total bliss, so I knew I was safe. And what happened sounds not pleasant, but it was quite pleasant. They just drilled into my head on either side. I could feel something going in, and they messed around inside, and they were talking to each other, kind of like... Well, I didn't know what they were saying, but they were operating inside my head, and it took a couple of minutes, but I was in total bliss, so I was going, wow, this is wild. I didn't expect this tonight. And then it was over, and they pulled out, and they floated out through the walls, and it was over. It happened a third time, another 2 weeks later, and I found I had an ability then about advanced mathematics, geometry, trigonometry, and particularly cryptography, which I've not been trained in any of those things.
So Air Force whistleblowers are stating that they have med beds down in Area 51 and S2 that can basically alleviate any ailment that you have, clear out any issues that you have if they offered you the med bed. If they don't, why are they keeping it from society? Is it because we have too many people on the planet? Is it because they only want to save their own people? Is it because they know if they save a whole bunch of people that aren't as intelligent as them, that they're just saving people that aren't worth saving? I gotta think so. I gotta think it's like idiocracy, but in reverse. They don't want to just help out people that aren't going to help them. They want to help out the scientists and the engineers that want to help them discover the rest of the universe and will help move humanity forward. Do you think that medbeds should only be reserved for the highest intelligent people, or do you think that the medbed should be allowed for anybody, regardless of intelligence or status in the community? What do you think? Put your comment in the comment section. It's a good topic to talk about.
They don't want to save us. Why you think they poisoning our food? They want to get rid of us.
Y'all know who Drewski is? He's a stand-up comedian who does a lot of comedic type things. Well, the old interwebs is mad at him for doing whiteface at a NASCAR rally. Let me just reiterate that that dude is that dude. First off, let me just say that whoever did his makeup is absolute god tier. The wife beater tan and the tattoos. That is actually insane, and I never would have thought that was a different dude. As far as people getting upset with him online for doing whiteface, stop it! You're stupid! Stop it! I'm trying to be the fun police all the time. What the hell is wrong with y'all? That absolutely lit. Now, if you dislike Drewski because of his weird associations with Diddy, that's absolutely fair. But if you've got some moral and ethical problem with him for tossing on a little makeup and a mullet and a nice beard and a mustache, you're an absolute piece of shame. People didn't used to be so sensitive about every single little thing, and the world sucked less. Stop being a... But what do y'all think? Let me know down in the comments.
I saw the Drewski skits of him being a white guy, and they were hilarious. I recommend you see them if you haven't. And yeah, he looked like a white guy. You couldn't even tell that was a black dude in disguise.
What's going on, Kai? Didn't know you and Lil Nas X was chilling since way back. People are saying that Kai was just another plant in the industry. Because how did you end up chilling with Lil Nas X? You guys look like you was having a good time. Kai, why? Why didn't you tell us? We all thought that you came from the bottom. Maybe you did. But how did you end up chilling with Lil Nas X? Don't you guys live in two different places? I mean, I will understand if he was from your hood, from your block, from your area, from your city, then it would make sense. But how did you meet up with Lil Nas X? He's not from your city, bro. You're from New York City. Lil Nas X is from Atlanta, Georgia. So how did you guys link up? Just asking. Now, I'm not taking nothing from Kai Cenat because he did his thing. He's still doing his thing to this day. He's on top of his game, no cap. But I'm just wondering, how did you guys meet? He wasn't the only one chilling with Lil Nas X. Speed was too. They're having a good time in this picture. This video is for entertainment purposes only. I'm just wondering, how did Kai know Lil Nas X when they from two different places and they've been chilling way back? I never knew that. I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think about this. I'm out.
People who fool the world.
Anna Sorokin, better known as Anna Delvey, posed as a wealthy German heiress in New York. She conned hotels, friends, and banks out of hundreds of thousands before being caught and later inspiring a Netflix series. Gregor MacGregor, a Scottish conman in the 1820s, invented a fake Central American country called Poyais. He sold land, bonds, and titles, convincing hundreds of investors and even settlers, many of whom died when they found nothing there. William Challoner in 17th century England became infamous for forging coins and scamming investors. He grew so powerful he infiltrated high society until head of the Royal Mint personally brought him down. Frank Abagnale Jr., immortalized in Catch Me If You Can, posed as a pilot, doctor, and lawyer in the 1960s. He forged checks worth millions worldwide before being caught and later working for the FBI.
This is a rocket. Space is water. As above, as below. That's if you read your Bible. This is for educational purposes only. Watch the video to the end. Comment below. Share this with someone you love, care, and respect. Let's get it.
Outer space is water, and nothing ever has or will go beyond the firmament. See, NASA is an acronym for not a space agency. They've been caught deceiving the public numerous times through harnesses, green screen projections, photo manipulation, fisheye lens, and much more. With enough research, you'll find clip after clip of NASA fails. See, every photo of the Earth is CGI. The moon landings were all fake, and nothing's ever been to Mars. And everything you see is footage of Devon's Island in Canada. NASA also trains and films in an underwater pool, where they have an exact replica of the ISS. So it begs the question, why do we see bubbles in footage of supposed space? Are they just editing the background and making it look like they're up there? Also, the stars and planets look like nothing what we've been taught, strongly resembling light reflecting off of water, in the same way as the floor of an ocean or a pool, each pulsating with their own unique geometric pattern. And yet, despite all of this, we've allowed these fraudulent organizations to gaslight us into believing that we are spinning 1,000 miles an hour, hurtling around the sun at 66,000 miles an hour, flying with the solar system at 500,000 miles an hour, and yet we never feel a thing. Regardless of how the ancients viewed its shape, they all knew the earth was fixed, that there was a vaulted ceiling or firmament above us. From the Quran to the Egyptians to the Vedas, they all believed in a cosmic ocean. Now all those worldwide accounts of a flood make more sense. There's water above our realm, and the heavens above are what rotate, not us. When you begin to pay attention to this reality with scrutiny, you come to the conclusion that nothing above us is as we've been taught. And the reason to lie is simple. Worldwide governments falsifying where we live is the epitome of mind control. To discover with beyond a doubt that we are the center of creation would destroy the very powers and control systems they put in.
Real quick debunk of this picture. People are saying that that's Obama down there. It's not Obama. Obama was born in 61. Epstein was born in 53. I don't believe that Obama was born where he said he was, but they're like 8 years aged apart. That's not Obama.
I'm starting to think we live in a hologram.
Watch this. There's no way they did that.
This isn't the only video I've seen do this. There are countless other videos of the moon just appearing to glitch and move places. As always, thank you for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments. Until next time, stay with me.
Let me tell y'all how sleep paralysis almost got me last night. So I'm laying in the bed, and I would say it was about 3 in the morning. But as I'm laying in the bed, y'all, my door was open. So you can basically look right out into the hallway. Now, usually I close my door, but this night I just fell asleep and didn't even do it. So as I'm laying there in the bed, at the end of the bed, it feels like somebody is like pulling the covers. I'm a light sleeper, so instantly I get up and I look. And I'm like, I don't see nobody. But the cover was moved. Now I'm by myself in the house. Ain't nobody here with me. It's just me in the house. That was red flag number 1. So I just put the cover back how it was and just go back to sleep, whatever. Dog, when I tell y'all the cover started to move again. So like I'm peeking my eye out like this. I'm like, what's going on? So I'm like, okay, maybe it's just me tripping. Maybe I'm like half asleep and I'm dreaming at the same time, whatever. Dog, the next time I close my eyes to go to sleep, it feels like somebody is just over me. Like standing right over me. Y'all ever had a feeling of somebody, you could feel them being by you or looking at you? Like that kind of feeling I had. And it felt like somebody was over me. So y'all, I'm laying there. And bro, it felt like somebody was pushing my chest like this. Literally pushing me in the chest. Y'all, at this point, I can't even move. I'm trying to like move and you can hear me saying, like I can't even talk, nothing. But y'all, I tried to move my hand to try to like get out of the bed. I could not move, y'all. But when I open my eyes to look, it's still nothing there, but I can feel that pressure on my chest. Like somebody's touching me, somebody's pushing me. So I have an alarm set up, and once the alarm went off, that's when I was able to finally move again. If that alarm didn't go off, I think I would have been cooked, y'all. Basically, I want y'all to know that sleep paralysis is a real thing out here. Like, that shit made me believe in spirits even more. Let me know in the comments below, have y'all ever experienced anything like that? And I'll see y'all next time. Follow me for more. Peace.
A hippie decided to stay in a haunted white Lagan Buffy when this was captured. Okay.
Nice bump beds.
So is he squatting then? Somehow
nice and cozy. I've set up my bed for the night. When I get the fire on when it gets darker. There's normally loads of candles around, but they've all been burnt out. Time to get this fire started.
That already looks creepy AF.
Let's get this place nice and toasty. And what it is about fires, but for something so beautiful and hypnotic by just staring into them. Water filter straws, and it comes with 2 little bags as well, so you can attach the straw to that. But I've not got to use. Oh, maybe this is the guests. It was just knocking on the door again, and then I went out, but there was no one there. So
I would be leaving swiftly.
Heard of any haunted bobbies or anything? I've never had weird.
Alright, there's someone there.
Just wanted a nice little puppy night. If you've watched all my videos before, you know I don't do this.
Hey, yo. Bro, you're cooked.
It's gonna be a fun night, and there's no one there. I don't know if that's just the people us all fed. I don't know if that's something they do, but I don't think it would be that family if it was just a dad and his daughter and son.
Mate, you're cooked, so you better run.
Oh, of course.
Grow thicker, fuller hair in as few as 3 to 6 months with doctor-trusted ingredients. Hims prescription hair.
What the f is that? What the f is that? I can't zoom in, babe. Look at that. Wait, I lost it. There it is. There it is. You see that in the middle of the camera? What the f is that? Oh, nah. Oh, nah. Oh, nah.
Sometimes it's hard to remember the special people, and I have to look at my Facebook. No. No. It's not her. No. Nope. I need new friends.
There's no paper trail for the man that we supposedly think was Shakespeare. In his 25-year career in London, where he would have been a cross between Tom Cruise, Spielberg, and J.K. Rowling, all rolled into one, writer, director, producer, actor, no one ever saw him. No one ever ran into him in the pub. Oh, he was writing a thing from Macbeth last night. The man never wrote a letter to anyone. There are no manuscripts exist of all his works. 36 plays, 154 sonnets, and 6 epic poems. They don't exist anywhere. And I thought, oh, wow, what a story. But the deeper I got into it, I realized, there's a real deeper mystery here. And I started to be able to understand codes that were hidden in his gravestone, in his monument, in the sonnets, in the plays. And to say that sounds sort of flip, but you know, if you're a jazz pianist and you're used to improvising, which I am, I'm a classically trained pianist, you're doing pattern recognition in real time. It's like coding and decoding at the same time live. So I had an ability there that was, because of my training in jazz. And I found I was reading these codes and going, that pattern's there, and it's there, and it's there, and it's there.
It sounds like Shakespeare was ahead of his time.
Thank you, God, for your covering, because who's that walking behind me, y'all? Who is that walking behind me? There's no cars behind me. Look, there's no cars behind me. Who's that? And he's walking.
Look like something's trying to catch up.
And I thought I was going crazy because I could see quite clearly that there was no pandemic. The pandemic preparedness guidelines had been reviewed and updated the previous autumn, 2019, and specifically outruled lockdowns, masking, school closures. This was not to be used. And then Agenda 201, which was the Rockefeller Foundation, these people in a hotel in New York, they had a practice run, and it was very much about the role of the media and essentially, a psyop to get people to behave. This was about the delivery of vaccines to the global population of 7.8 billion people. That was the messaging. We're nobody's safe until we're all safe. All over the world, people were saying the same things. It was like a mantra. Nobody's safe until we're all safe, and we're all going to die unless we do this. And I thought I was going crazy because I could see so clearly that this was going to do immense harm and that there was nothing happening. And it is a fact that across this beautiful planet in the year 2020, in no country was there a statistically significant increase in age-standardized all-cause mortality. There was no pandemic. It didn't happen. Nothing happened. Except the artificial spikes in death, which I contend were largely produced by government.
Okay, so now what happened?
So I'm a pilot with the airlines, and it's mandatory that we take the shot in order to keep flying.
Right.
So we took shot 1, we took shot 2, we took the booster 1, and at that point there was enough evidence from the medical examiners.
Yeah.
There was enough evidence with the medical examiners that showed that there was a heart rhythm that wasn't there before the test. So these EKGs that we have to take every 6 months now are causing problems with pilots being able to pass. So what the FAA has done is the FAA has increased the window in which the rhythm, so that the pilots could pass so they could keep flying.
Right.
Because the vaccine has actually done heart damage to all the pilots.
Right. I just was reading about another pilot that died who was incapacitated in flight this week.
Yep.
So what recourse do you feel like you have?
There's none.
Because they forced you.
There's no recourse at all. It's a federal implemented thing, and you can't sue the federal government. So there's not going to be any recourse.
Are there other pilots that are talking about this?
Yeah, everybody is.
All the pilots are talking about
Yep,
this?
every pilot's talking about it. And every pilot refuses to get any more vaccines at all, period.
Do you know what biodigital convergence is?
Don't have any idea.
So I'm going to tell you more about that after this video, because it's not technically a vaccine. They changed the definition.
Right. It's NOR vaccine.
So that they could get stuff in you that they want in you.
Right.
And so, anyway, what do you think is going to happen when they pull out this new fake so-called pandemic? Because they're airing all the stories right now about the Eris variant, which is, I mean, it's such a joke. But do you think that they're going to do this again?
None of the pilots are going to participate in any of it anymore. Pilots are done with the nonsense.
Okay, and tell me about the $1 billion that they wrote to each airline company.
Yeah, they wrote, they gave the airlines each $1 billion to keep flying empty planes around and make it look like there was business so people would come back to the airlines.
Oh my gosh. And when was this?
This was 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
Yeah.
So we want to lock you all down, but we don't want the airlines to fail.
Right.
So we're going to fly empty planes.
That's right.
To make it look like everybody's cool.
That's right.
Unbelievable. All right. Thank you, Larry.
You're welcome.
The more and more you hear about these stories, they seem so unreal, right? Why would you go through all that to fake us out?
She looked behind the curtain when she sees this. A mother named Gina was with her kids at Chuck E. Cheese, taking videos and pictures of them enjoying the animatronics. As the show ended, the staff covered up the stage with a curtain. Gina, wanting to take a better look at the animatronics, she goes and peeks through the curtain when something horrifying is captured. Like something from a nightmare, the animatronic suddenly moves its head towards Gina and stares directly at her, like if it was aware of what she was doing and wasn't too happy. It's not the first time these robots have been seen suddenly looking at someone for no reason. So is this just a feature built into the machine, or do the animatronics get a bit quirky at night?
Bro, why the F all these dolls are so scary? Why? It's not It's not just a video. Watch this. Look here. Bro, it's not normal. It's not normal. Just look at these expressions. Oh my god. No. It's so scary. It's demonic. I told you it's demonic. Watch this. I don't claim any negative energy from this. We all know she's with so many things from very on. Look at these girls. Look at this. And one thing I can't able to understand, who are these people who listen to these type of peoples? How they are tolerating so much these things? How? We all know it's all about frequency. Tell me your thoughts.
Lady Gaga's not hiding it. She's showing y'all she's down with the dark side.
It's a freaking battle. Whoa. Las Vegas.
Her daughter encountered with an imaginary friend. Okay. Yo.
Don't mind NASA, guys. They just forgot to add the land to their fake CGI Earth. Like, it's so funny at this point. I'm just starting to think that anyone that sees these things and believes it is just, they're not even real. They're complete NPC bots, programs of the Matrix, just regurgitating what they're told to believe, because obviously this is fake. Where's the land? Where's the land?
With all the videos coming out about NASA, what do y'all think? Did we go to outer space? Or is it all an illusion to fool us?
In the heart of a parched desert plain, scientists have uncovered a fossilized footprint so massive it defies conventional explanations. Perfectly detailed and eerily human-like, its scale raises unsettling questions. Could this be evidence of ancient giants?
The idea that we are alone in this vast expanse of the universe, truly. Not that we're being watched, but that we're alone out here is a pretty narcissistic thing to think. So yes, I'm coming out with it. I believe in aliens. Thank you.
We won the First World War. We won the Second World War. We won everything before that and in between, and then we decided to go.
Guys, breaking news, ICE has just carried out the largest single-site raid in their history and arrested nearly 500 people at a Hyundai factory in Georgia. Now, they said that of the 475 who were detained, they were either in the country illegally or working unlawfully, and around 300 of those were Korean, which is also where Hyundai, the car company, is from. A spokesperson for Homeland Security said this was a multi-month criminal investigation where they developed evidence, they conducted interviews, and then they submitted this to a judge and got a judicial search warrant of the factory. Now, all of these workers are being held at a detention center in Georgia until the agency can decide where to move them.
Trump's not playing. He's deporting all these illegals that came into the country. He's doubling down.
Tiana, Khadijah, Lenny, Carvel, him, her, him, bodies. They're all dead.
Mr. President, this is a photograph of the alien from the movie Alien. This is what you could end up looking like if you eat some of the raw, frozen shrimp being sent to the United States by other countries. In late August, the FDA found all frozen shrimp from Indonesia was being sold in Walmart. If you eat it, how could you end up looking like the alien in the Alien? Because the shrimp was radioactive.
Fuego!
Did you know that there was a restaurant called Obama Pizza? And I mean like an actual restaurant. I feel like the word pizza already has a negative connotation around it, and then you stick Obama's name in front of it, doesn't make it any better. Then they literally have an Illuminati symbol right on the logo. On the inside, it looks like a pretty normal restaurant besides the checkerboard symbolism everywhere. And I mean everywhere. The question I still have is, why Obama and why pizza? Do the Russians know something that we don't?
Scott Thuman was on assignment for us in Kaliningrad, Russia, when he came across a strange place to grab a slice.
Late at night in a foreign land and fending off hunger pangs, a pizza pie can seem like a godsend. And here in Kaliningrad, Russia, a spot rarely visited by any Westerners, we stumbled upon a story while scouring for food. This is Obama Pizza. Why Obama Pizza in Kaliningrad?
This word sounds funny, let's say, and it was very popular in 2013 when they opened this cafe and they decided to use this word.
It may seem odd, the Russian storefronts with Cyrillic signs broken up by the name of an American president. And let's be honest, it is. After all, a picture of Vladimir Putin hangs proudly on the wall here. And locals tell us there's a running joke these days in Russia. If anything is wrong, just blame Obama. Though nothing wrong with this food. So will the signs soon be replaced now that he has two? So now that there's President Trump, will you change the name?
No plans.
Do you like Donald Trump?
As our president Putin told that he's a bright personality. We'll see, we have no idea about him.
That is quite weird, right? That they would have a pizza shop named after Obama in Russia.
And I tell y'all, it is 1:36 in the morning. I just jumped out of a moving car. Like, bro, this is not real. Right? I linked this female and bro, like, I lie to y'all not. I'm sitting in the seat and I lay my seat back to chill because we're going to the gas station. But I didn't want to go to the gas station. She kept begging me to go to the gas station, right? And as we go into the gas station, I lay back. A lot of y'all not. I feel a needle like poking, trying to go into my neck. Bro, she was trying to put a needle in my neck. And I don't know what she was trying to do. I'm literally walking. I got pants, Crocs on, and my head sleeping thing. I just jumped out. She was chasing me with her car. Like, bro, my life is not real. Like, it's no way. It's dark as out here. And I'm walking.
Google Vault 7. 7, it will knock your socks off. There was a CIA computer engineer named Joshua Schulte. He was apparently a disgruntled engineer. He didn't like his boss. He didn't like his coworkers. They didn't like him. So he just downloaded the crown jewels of the Directorate of Science and Technology and sent it all to WikiLeaks in 2017. He revealed that the CIA has developed technologies to, for example, remotely take over your car by hacking into the chip. Why would the CIA want to take over your car? To make you drive off a bridge, maybe? They developed technology to reverse your smart TV to make the speaker into a microphone with the TV still appearing to be off, so you don't know that it's broadcasting everything that's being said in your house to CIA headquarters. They were able to hack into other countries' most sensitive technological systems and to leave little scraps of code, but the scraps of code are written in Russian. So people say, oh, the fucking Russians hacked into us. Actually,
I believe all that, yo. Our own government is conspiring against us. They want to know everything. Everything about your life. No secrets.
When I was in pest control, there were a couple times I could tell that someone had a demonic infestation in their house. There's certain key signs to look out for. And it's kind of subjective. On some levels, you'll see people that actually have stuff in their house because of the amount of bugs and rodents and other things that are in their house. Sometimes these denser energies will be attracted to things that are happening within the house. I didn't know it at the time, but I was helping clear out certain issues for certain houses. Some I was warned away from my intuition and just did my job. One of the craziest stories I have is on a Saturday. This lady would always call me out. She was always in a trailer, and she came out, and I saw these 3 dark beings around her. Ever since I've been a child, I've seen dark beings. And then she got remarried because she was going out with this 4-year-old before. She got remarried, and within a month of her living there, the guy was like, I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen this many bugs and rodents get into a house. Like, it was my fault. And I wanted to tell him, bro, it's your wife. She's the problem. But I couldn't tell him that.
Don't forget to follow me for your dose of nightmare fuel.
They're in their house. Sometimes these denser energies will be attracted to things that are happening within the house. I didn't know it at the time, but I was helping clear out certain issues for certain houses. Some I was warned away from my intuition and just did my job. One of the craziest stories I have is on a Saturday. This lady would always call me out. She was always in a trailer, and she came out, and I saw these 3 dark beings around her. Ever since I've been a child, I've seen dark beings. And then she got remarried because she was going out with this 4-year-old before. She got remarried, and within a month of her living there, the guy was like, I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen this many bugs and rodents get into a house. Like, it was my fault. And I wanted to tell him, bro, it's your wife. She's the problem. But I couldn't tell him that.
Don't forget to follow me for your dose of nightmare fuel.
Oh my God, what the is that fish? Mark, look at my phone, they're close.
This is why you should stop saying the word bless. It is not a positive word. The origins of the word bless actually meant to consecrate with blood or to sprinkle blood on a demonic altar, the altar of a pagan deity. You see, it was used in pagan rituals. The original word that was written in the scriptures was barak, or for blessing, barakah. That word actually translates to exalt. It was also used as a word for respect, like to kneel down. So the original word that Yahuwah intended for us to use was barak, and it translates to exalt or respect. It does not mean bless. This means to sprinkle blood on a pagan altar. Stop using this word. I hope this was helpful. Shalom.
Everyone today sees XXX and thinks of adult sites, but the symbol is far older and stranger than the internet. In medieval manuscripts, X was a sacred letter. It stood for Christos in Greek. That's why you still see Christmas as a shorthand for Christmas. Stack 3 X's together and it wasn't lost at all. It was a Trinity of Christ, a mystical shorthand used by monks. Then, in alchemy, X marked the unknown, the hidden substance. Just like a modern math uses X for unknown number, alchemists used it to veil the secret ingredients in their formulas. So, XXX could be read as 3 layers of the hidden, the deepest mysteries of matter and spirit. In Kabbalah, the number 30 corresponds to the letter Lamed, symbol of learning and initiation. 3 of them in a row point to repetition, mastery, and the sharpening of inner vision. Not forbidden, but transformative. So, how did XXX become a sign for an adult content? In the 20th century, prohibition laws in America labeled the strongest alcohol as XXX, triple distilled, dangerously potent. When cinema censorship began, films were graded by X, with XXX meaning beyond acceptable. The sacred symbol of mystery and power got twisted in a mark of a taboo. The irony is that what started as a sign for a Christ and hidden wisdom is now stamped on the internet's shadow side. Which raises the question, does the meaning of a symbol belong to history or to how we use it today?
How many Katy Perrys are there? Who's this?
Version of me. Like when we separated at birth, something like that. Sounds like this.
Who's that? Why does she have so many lookalikes? This is what people are saying. Because I only have one lookalike. That's Malcolm Jamal. But now, for real, how many lookalikes does Katy Perry really have? Something's going on here, guys. Because that lady in that video looks just like her. It really does look like her sister. What is going on out here, guys? Because people said that she looks like Zoe as well. Can you see it? Because I see it. She really does look like Katy Perry right here. And right here. Why do they have the same eye color, man? Why? Because I don't know. That's why I'm asking you guys. Why is that? Even that lady in that show that was claiming to be her sister had the same eye colors as well. What is going on here, guys? Whatever's going on is not going on. You know why? Because this video is for entertainment purposes only. Nothing's going on here. Nothing at all. They just happen to look alike. I don't know, guys. I don't know nothing. Let me know what you think. I'm out.
What y'all think? That's a clone? Or is that her doppelganger? Or whatever they call that? That means a person that looks just like you. What do y'all think?
We all know there are many things are going on in Hollywood. And it's just right in front of our eyes. And the fun fact is, they don't even want to hide it. It's right in front of our eyes. And well, this is only for entertainment purposes, and tell me what you all think of that.
Well, needless to say, sold my soul. Sometimes they don't want to, and they're, Gaga, we can't get, the frequency is weird, and, it's sounding a little bit strange. And I'm like, if you don't get this right now, I swear, Lucifer, I'm gonna, I get a little bit mad.
Why is your hand over your eye? I'll be funny.
What devil worshiper were you talking about? All right, well, I had tickets to see the devil worshiper.
Why do you still do it? Why are you still out here?
Well, it goes back to that destiny thing. I made a bargain with it, a long time ago, and I'm holding up my hand.
What was your bargain?
To get where I am now.
Should I ask who you made the bargain with?
with the chief commander.
On this earth?
And this earth, and then in a world we can't see.
I wonder if they think it was worth it to sell their soul for fame here when they're gonna burn for eternity and suffer.
In a new interview, Charlie Sheen comes out and he admits that he has had relations with other men. And the media is saying how brave and liberated this is, but I think it's important to remember the accusations against Charlie.
He went into great detail. He told me Charlie bent me over in between two trailers and put Crisco oil and
The son of Lucas, he told me that, it was his co-star. And he told me that it was Charlie Sheen that did it.
And then I said, well, who is it? And then he says, Charlie. Charlie wouldn't have said Charlie Sheen.
He had said to him, this is what men do. Personally heard
That story about Charlie and Corey Haim, probably at least a dozen people probably in my inner circle knew, for sure. It was pretty much common knowledge. I mean, Charlie Sheen was on the set of Lucas.
So y'all can think that he's some sort of brave hero for coming out and being honest about banging dudes if you want, but myself, it's a hard pass for me.
Nah, Corey Haim. Can you imagine how many other young boys he did that to?
They blew up a boat full of civilians. A high-ranking Pentagon official has confirmed to The Intercept that Trump's boat strike was a criminal attack. In law, there's no way this even gets close to being a legitimate use of force. Two U.S. government officials speaking on the condition of anonymity said that Hegseth's justification, which one called completely unserious, took shape after the attack. Trenda Aragawa being designated as a foreign terrorist organization is a purely domestic law enforcement designation. It offers no authority for the military to use deadly force, said Todd Huntley, who was an active duty judge advocate for more than 23 years, serving as a legal advisor to Special Operations Force. Under international law, there's no way this even gets close to being a legitimate use of force. Several experts and government officials speculated that the boat may not have even been carrying drugs.
Craft, warlocks, voodoo, juju, black magic, all of that is hyper real. That's what made me even believe more in God. Like the devil, the enemy, he can't lie to you for real. He got to tell you what it is and you choose to believe it or not. Yeah, hey, this person drinks goat blood, but I told you that it did, and it's not hiding it. You just desensitized to it. No, this is real thing. So that's just the ways of the devil. They funnel millions of dollars to put this in your face and make you think whatever you're watching is your choice.
You know, they've been slipping things like this into what we watch since the day the television was invented. This is why we have to be more conscious about what we are watching and what we are letting into our subconscious. Similar to the way people are conscious about what food they eat and, you know, what's inside it. Is it harmful? Is it bad? We need to take the exact same approach with anything that these guys put on our screen, because we know what their motives are. So to know this and not take action would be absolutely foolish.
Comment book. If you want to be the first to uncover what most will never know. It's time to understand what's really behind the story.
Como te habíamos comentado, esto es lo que queda del campo. Lamentablemente el gobierno se quiere apropiar de todas estas tierras para hacer un basural, y la verdad que es una lástima porque es lo único que queda de vegetación en esta zona. ¿Viste eso? ¿Viste eso allá atrás? Matando por acá, por arriba. Allá, boludo. Por ahí.
Have now learned what caused the death of the man who took care of the alleged haunted Annabelle doll. Paranormal investigator Dan Rivera died suddenly back in July in a hotel room in Pennsylvania. An autopsy report revealed the Connecticut native died from natural causes related to a cardiac event. Rivera was in Gettysburg for his Devils on the Run tour, hauling the infamous Annabelle doll across the country when he died. The coroner says the doll was not in the room when Rivera died.
That is too funny. But I hope that never happens to me.
It looks like we've got another alien on a plane, just like last summer when that lady was saying that MF is not real. This guy seems terrified though, and so does everyone else on the plane. Here's what apparently the alien looks like as well. Looks pretty creepy to me.
If that is true, why is nobody else reacting like that guy? Why he's the only one bugging out? It makes you say, right?
You can save £50 per person. That's £200 off for a... Where my CD?
That remind me of when 6ix9ine was trying to sell his CD out in the streets, handing it out to people.
Now, this Prince Andrew's daughter. Just so you won't be confused, because the people in the short stream like they act like they know everything. This Prince Andrew's daughter, but that's not what's most interesting. I want you to look into them eyes. Look deep into them eyes and tell me what you see. Yeah, look at them eyes. Tell me what you see.
I'm telling you, people don't even believe in drop bears. It's just a... Whoa, there's one! Whoa! Go! Oh my god! Oh, get. Whoa.
What a wild discovery. This video just surfaced online showing a small gray extraterrestrial coming up to a man, and then later the man even gives the alien-like being a hug. Now, some say this was just a hoax made to get views, but others believe it's real, saying the creatures are actually androids or robots, supposedly working for a different species of alien who is not robotic. But whether it's real or fake, this footage at least gives us an idea of what these beings might look like. And if they're out there, would you want to meet one? Personally, I'd be a bit scared to meet an alien, especially if it came up and hugged me unexpectedly. I mean, we have no idea what their intentions are. But I have to admit, the idea of there being other life forms out there in the universe is kind of cool. Who knows what they could teach us? And besides, it's not like we're the only life in the universe. We're made from the same building blocks as the universe itself. So why
I don't know. That looked like a host to me, right? The guy was too calm. There was people in the background. I know if that was me and there was a crowd behind me, they'd be staring at that thing with their phones out. I don't know. That was funny business right there.
Well, I'm in the second phase of my career, giving away all the wonderful money that Satya's good work has helped multiply a lot. But I think the thing that ties my first career that I still spend some time on because AI is so phenomenal, and my second career is innovation, innovating in health in areas like gene editing. The president and I are talking about taking American innovation to the next level to cure and even eradicate some of these diseases. He mentioned polio, which is one that we're close. We don't need new science on that one. For some like HIV and sickle cell, we do need new science, but the U.S. Has the seeds that in the same way that Warp Speed took those seeds and put them together, I think something fantastic can be done. AI for our foundation is that we want a doctor for everyone in Africa through AI. We want farmers to have incredible advice.
You heard what you heard, and I'm just going to leave it at that. You heard it for yourselves from the video that you just watched from this dinner.
Who remembers Tom Hanks, man? Y'all remember he would post these pictures and it'll be like a shoe or like a little glove or something and say some weird little creepy saying. Does anybody remember that? Or we just thought we're just gonna forget about that one too, man? Because look, that just reminded me of it. And I was just thinking, I was like, daggum, man, whatever happened to old Tommy anyway? Where is he at? What's he doing? I mean, I know we hear some things and people are, oh, he's just Tom's not the real Tom. I'm not saying that it's not possible because anything's possible. But things like that just remind me how, I don't know, dude. Allegedly, Tom Hanks might have possibly known Admiral Byrd. Who is Admiral Byrd, y'all ask? Check him out, dude. Y'all know what this is right here? This will be called Agartha. Oh, but the shape's looking a little bit off. But anyways, Admiral Byrd, let's see your diary, Byrd. One of my hosts speaks. Have no fear, Admiral. You are to have an audience with the Matt. Wait, what? Dude, are y'all ready for this? Anybody ever seen this footage right here on the Apollo guys? We're taking off from the moon. This is at the moment of takeoff. As you can see, looks like it slung little debris and stuff everywhere. Kind of, you got a purple one up here, kind of weird. First, let's back up. Check out these repairs that the astronauts had to make, man. I mean, look right there, dude. That's, what's that, duct tape or some kind of laminated piece of paper is what it looks like. Good job, guys. Now, going back to the takeoff, right? As you can see it, you know, the projectile goes up. The camera follows it up. Exhibit C. Real quick while I'm thinking about it, man. Fruit of the Loom, dude. What do y'all remember? Do y'all remember a basket or no basket? Because apparently there was never a basket, never a cornucopia. But anyways, back to NASA. Well, not really NASA. Republic Aviation, 1960. Check out their little spacesuit, man. Check out the wrenches, dude. You pick up all kinds of moon rocks with that one. Then we got articles like this right here from the Washington Post. Why NASA's new photos of the moon look super fake, even though they're not. Look, I love how y'all put the parentheses just to make sure people didn't miss it. Anyways, though, man, this video is just for fun, entertainment purposes only, all that good stuff. Y'all know that, right? And it's all alleged. Never forget that.
Japan's seniors are going to have to work until they're dead. That's right, they created exoskeleton suits for Grandpa and Grandmammy to continue working in their workforce until they kick the bucket. That's right, they don't really care about them, do they? They just want them to continue to create GDP. So for Christmas this year, get your grandma or grandpa nice exoskeleton suits so they can keep on lifting boxes and shipping them over across seas. Do you think that this is fair? Do you think that this is right? You think they should be doing this? I mean, their tech is so high, they can create anything they want, including keeping their seniors at work. Now, I don't know why you would want to keep your seniors working when they should be retiring in their golden years, yet it just seems like either they want to work or, you know, Japanese, they really live much longer than the rest of us, so they do live a long time. Maybe they want to work. I don't know, but I don't think I'd want to work after about 70. I don't want to work after 60. I don't want to work at 50. I don't want to work anymore. How about you? Just comment in the comments section. Let's hear what you have to say.
Oh man, I could see that happening with those exosuits. They're gonna make people work till they die. You'll never be able to retire. They keep raising the retirement age like every year. We can't even enjoy our lives when we older.
Now what we're not gonna do is whatever the this bullshit is. Here comes the hurricane, bitch! You mean to tell me if an airline delays my flight, cancels it, or straight up loses my luggage, they're no longer required to compensate me? What kind of backwards, fucked up crockpot full of bullshit is this? However you want, if you're new, welcome. If you're not, you know it is. It's time for the Daily Scream. Here's the dealio. Biden's Department of Transportation wanted to finally copy what every other developed country already does and make airlines pay you when they ruin your life. $200 for short delays and $775 if you're stuck in the airport for 9 hours or more. This isn't just random pocket change to give out to customers for free. This is money so customers can actually afford a new flight or rebook a seat. But now, Captain Toupe's Department of Transportation is scrapping the entire thing. Why? Because apparently their priorities include making sure Spirit Airlines doesn't go bankrupt before they drop you off in Kansas City overnight with nothing but a neck pillow and a bag of Cheez-Its. And then a spokesperson for the transportation secretary was like, we're so glad our government got rid of those burdensome rules that helped nobody. I mean, the rules that helped your customers? The people paying hundreds of dollars to sit in a cramped seat thousands of miles up in the air in a flying metal tube? Right now, airlines in the US only have to refund you if your flight is straight up canceled. They don't owe you a dime for delays. Meanwhile, in Europe, passengers are literally cashing in checks if their flight gets delayed. So when Cheeto Mussolini's Department of Transportation says this rollback is about reducing burdens, what they mean to say is, we're reducing the burden off corporations and putting that burden onto you. Because who else is going to pay for meals, hotels, and a missed connecting flight? Not the airline, you. So if you get stranded in Terminal C for 12 hours next holiday season, don't expect a check. Just be grateful that American Airlines handed you a coupon for 10%.
Remember when Britney Spears went crazy? This is what really happened.
Ask them, how much lithium did you want to put me on exactly? It took them 4 days to answer because they were embarrassed about the amount, right? And I refused to take this, right? You understand that if I had taken the medication, I would not be here and it would have been, oh, woe is, he was deeply troubled. We miss him. We love his music, though.
Well, they would have Britney Spears too.
I mean, look, they would have Michael Jackson or worse, yeah?
As fans are becoming increasingly worried for Britney Spears' safety, Kanye West is speaking out on how Hollywood handlers destroyed Britney with lithium. Kanye himself was put on lithium following his 2016 hospitalization, but he claimed the dose they gave him was much stronger than he needed. And this is exactly what Britney said during her conservatorship hearing, when she revealed her team forced her to take a high dose of lithium just because she refused to do a dance move.
My therapist sat me down in a room and said he had a million phone calls about how I was not cooperating in rehearsals and I haven't been taking my medication. All of this was a false. He immediately the next day put me on lithium out of nowhere. He took me off my normal meds I'd been on for 5 years. And lithium is a very, very strong and completely different medication compared to what I was used to.
But what exactly did Kanye say about Hollywood handlers and lithium? Are Britney's handlers again giving her lithium to stop her from talking about her conservatorship?
You know the first time I ever took medication why I was? Because I got mad at paparazzi.
I'm so sorry.
You know what paparazzi it was?
No.
The same.
You see how the truth comes out. The truth eventually comes to the light.
Wait a minute, there's no way this is right. In this classic 90s Britney Spears music video, Hit Me Baby One More Time, her skirt was plaid, right? Wait, what? No, there's no way. And while we're on Britney Spears, she had a microphone in this video, didn't she? Like the one that attaches? Where did that go? Oh, you're saying she never had it? Well, then why did Lizzie McGuire have one when she parodied the video? And why did the doll have it? And do you remember Snuffy, Big Bird's companion from Sesame Street? Do you remember his full name? Snuffleupagus, right? Wrong, it was apparently Snuffleupagus. And do you remember Tweedledee and Tweedledum from Alice in Wonderland? And the little propellers on their hats, right? Wrong, they were apparently flags. And you remember the Disney theme opening where Tinkerbell flies in and dots the I? I guess Disney says that actually never happened. My guess is maybe we're confusing it with this one. Let me know which ones you remember.
You know, I don't remember about the Britney Spears video with the plaid skirt, but I do remember the other video where she had the mic thing on. And about the Walt Disney thing, I do remember the Tinkerbell coming out and doing whatever it did. I don't know how they erased that. This all got to do with the Mandela effect. And I can't wait till that is going to be revealed on why these things are like memory loss and why are we remembering things that never happened. Doesn't that sound crazy?
People throw around communism and socialism like they're the same thing. They're not. There are huge differences, and them being combined into one big, bad, dirty word is a tactic to keep you misinformed and enslaved. Socialism is an economic system. The idea is that major industries like healthcare, housing, energy should be owned or regulated by the people, usually through some form of governing, so that wealth and power aren't concentrated into just a few hands. It can exist alongside democracy, elections, and even private business. Think of it as more public control, less corporate control. It's what most of the working class actually stands behind until you throw out the scary word socialism. Communism is an ideology and end goal, a classless, stateless society where everything is shared in common. In theory, no private property, no ruling class, no government. But in reality, communism is closer to the boogeyman socialism gets labeled as. Without any regulation, it's where human greed comes in, and it always does. Here is where the people on top can take advantage of the system, you know, like they do with capitalism. So socialism is a spectrum of policies about sharing resources. Communism is a total social revolution to eliminate classes entirely, which will never actually happen due to human nature.
Breaking space news, 2 days ago, astronomers confirmed that an interstellar object has entered our solar system, came from somewhere else, traveled through space, and it's here now. This is only the third interstellar object ever identified in our solar system. First was Oumuamua, and we still don't know much about this one. Then an interstellar comet passed in 2019. Okay, and then an object hit Earth in 2014 that could have been interstellar, but we didn't confirm it, so this might be the fourth. Here it is. It's most likely a comet because it does seem to have a little tail like comets do, and this will probably change, but right now they think it's about 12 miles in diameter and about 420 million miles away from us. But it is coming closer, and it's going to reach its closest point in October, and it's going to be about twice the distance from the sun as we are. It will get much closer to Mars. It will be moving about 42 miles per second. This is by far the fastest interstellar object we've ever seen. Hopefully, as it gets closer, we'll be able to learn more about it and what stuff outside of our solar system is like.
The old ways of doing things, that's how they open refrigerators? They had a whole spinning device in the fridge. That was so much better back then. And that's a can opener. That is cool. Hold on, you can take out the whole oven? Bro, we really downgraded. And you didn't have to spin the light bulb and you just put it in? Would have loved to just put it in. That's pretty cool. Bro, what happened to the innovation in appliances? I don't need an LCD screen, I need this. They were really built not to break. Why did they stop making stuff like this? This is so cool. Freezer door. I want one of those today. That was crazy.
If you see this bug in your house or outside somewhere, get away from it or get rid of it as fast as possible. This is a kissing bug, and it's already spreaded a rare and deadly disease named Chagas across 32 different states. The crazy part is that the people who have it may not even know they have it. The disease is hitting places like Texas and the southern US in general hard, but experts are also saying that up to 100,000 people in California could be infected without even knowing. And that's because the bug spreads a parasite to human beings that remains dormant for 50 or 60 years and isn't really found until a person has a stroke or heart attack. Unfortunately, by that time, the parasite will be discovered, but it's already caused major heart problems, and for many, it'll be too late. The wildest part is that these bugs aren't even that rare. I've personally seen them before. Sometimes they'll be on windowsills or flying around by lights outside. The good news is that the parasite and disease is treatable. People have already gone to get tested, so if you've had encounters with this bug, gotten bitten by it, anything, or it's just in your house maybe, go ahead and get tested because you just never know.
I'm not gonna hurt you. Oh my gosh, you're so sweet.
You won't believe what this parrot did. This bird swore it wouldn't hurt her, but then it did. She was just chilling with her bird, Coco, when things got weird, and what happened next was totally unexpected. Coco started talking back. Coco said, "I'm not gonna hurt you," but seconds later it snapped at her. The creepy part, it kept repeating the same line like it was mocking her. "I'm not gonna hurt you," over and over, until it actually did. Was this bird possessed? What would you do if this happened to you? Let me know.
I love you. I think we just need some time before we do that, okay? See, that's why.
What's the matter?
I still think you're gonna bite me.
No.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
see? That's why. See? You scared me. You tried to hurt.
Police just found a man living in the crawl space underneath someone's home in Portland, Oregon. And what this brother was doing was way beyond squatting. He was standing 10 toes down. He had a bed, string up lights, televisions, chargers, and even a freaking PS5 all plugged into the condo's power source. Through an extension he ran through their vent. You know what's even crazier? Police were called to this property after a witness reported seeing a man who was not known as a resident parking his car and walking towards the back of one of the buildings. Bro had a freaking car. And it somehow gets even crazier because when police arrived, they discovered that the owner's keys, which unlocked the small door opening, didn't work. That's because this guy, yes, changed the locks on their doors. Now, when police broke through the door, they discovered a 40-year-old man named Benaiman Bakur just chilling inside. A freaking meth pipe was also found in the space. So next time you hear a strange noise coming from your attic or crawl space, it could be nothing. Or it could be a 40-year-old man playing Fortnite. Okay, guys, these scenes coming out of Nepal right now are unlike anything they have ever seen before. So after they forced the Prime Minister to step down just a few hours ago, they have now stormed and set fire to the country's parliament building. That's the equivalent in the US, for example, of them setting fire to the US Capitol in Washington, D.C. Absolutely wild. In fact, some of the politicians inside had to be evacuated by army helicopters. They captured the country's finance minister. They stripped him down to his freaking underwear. They paraded him through the streets and then threw him into a river. There's footage of all of this. They set fire to a bunch of different politicians' home residence, including Nepal's former prime minister. His wife was still inside and she was burnt alive. There's also been hundreds of prisoners who have now escaped jail, and this was because a bunch of protesters broke into the premises. Reports say 773 inmates escaped from one prison, while 127 escaped from a separate one. In fact, literally as I'm recording this video, the Nepal army has just said that they are going to be taking control of this situation. They said effective from 10 p.m. local time, but they did not detail what this might be. Honestly, every hour this gets crazier and crazier, so I'll keep you guys updated as we know.
You know, I could see this happening in other countries. This would be like the first one, another country will follow, and there's going to be a lot of civil unrest going on around the world.
Another major earthquake off the coast of Oregon, right in the area of where that underwater volcano is. Yeah, this is getting to be almost a daily thing, at least a weekly thing. So yesterday, at the time I'm filming this, it was yesterday, a 5.8 magnitude earthquake hit off the coast of Oregon. But it's not the only one, because depending on the sources you look at, it's happening a lot. One article said that area right there had 10 earthquakes in a 12-hour period. And this isn't a one-day thing. This has been going on for months in the same area. This area right here is where that underwater volcano is off the coast of Oregon. It's also the same area where all these earthquakes keep happening. And it's on a fault line. So, is something big about to happen in the Pacific Northwest near Portland? I don't know, but I'd be kind of freaking out if I was in that area. Okay, Booskies, I just wanted to share this with you. Shabadoo.
You see what I mean? There's a lot of things happening around the world at one time. The people are acting up, the Earth's acting up, the aliens are acting up.
In 2008, Pamela Anderson was in London with this mysterious, masked white dude. So the rumors start swirling, and she would never confirm or deny that this was Michael Jackson dressed up. And a lot of people are saying, well, he's bigger than Michael Jackson. He's wearing a plastic suit, for Christ's sake. Do you not see the hair on this handsome plastic gentleman? She was like, don't look here, don't look here. He's the one dressed in all plastic. This is just one area of me. And at first I thought the picture was bullshit, but oh, no, it's not. I think she was at Vivienne Westwood's fashion show. But the rumors did swirl, and here's the thing. She had just split from her poker player husband after like a few months of marriage, and then she ended up right after this, I believe, going back to Tommy and reconciling until 2010. You know, they say Michael was the master of disguise, and there are a lot of people who speculate and allegedly state that he might still be around today. His hair's like the Monopoly hair. What in the hell?
Do y'all think that looked like Michael Jackson? And let me know down below in the comment section if you think Michael Jackson is still alive.
I hope you don't mind, Jay, but before the show, disguised as an NBC page, I actually secretly hypnotized the entire studio audience. I hope you don't mind that I've done this, Jay, that I am controlling your audience this evening. No. Okay, because I have also given them a secret suggestion. It is a word, a secret word, a keyword. And when I hit that keyword, when I say that keyword, the entire audience will stand up and applaud as if they have seen the greatest entertainment of their lives. I sure do like the taste of cinnamon.
You see, all right, let me just try it. I'll say, we'll be right back after this message. Cinnamon.
Defense has denied this. Lawmakers will be skeptical. So to all of those skeptics, you say what? And will this testimony come out this fall in these hearings?
Well, it's not clear. We're having a public hearing on September 9th. The House Oversight Committee's Special Task Force on Disclosure is convening. There are some of the witnesses that we know have been in the physical presence of these craft and have been, with their own eyes, have laid eyes on the extraterrestrial beings. We know that because we've listened to them. They're on recorded tape for that, okay? And so if we can get them to be witnesses here on September 9th,
under oath.
It will come out under oath.
All right, hold that thought because we have to take a break here. And so for you viewers that want to hear more of this, you can go to our website. We're going to continue this conversation on digital.
The adventure at a fast food joint, it felt real mellow. Yeah, I actually didn't mind that one either. It was pretty nice to me. What about the rest of you? I did not like that at all. Well, I'm not exactly sure we should. If it happens again, I'm getting violent. Not really sure I was a good influence. I'm definitely going to kill Ragatha.
Yeah, after hearing that, you should leave.
Ahora que lo he puesto a tomar sol, veo que le están haciendo una especie como de orquídea o planta parásita.
Am I crazy? Did AI know about Charlie's event before it happened on September 9th and post about it? So this user posted about how someone made a book about the event for Charlie, but look at this, it was published on September 9th. Yet the event for Charlie was yesterday, September 10th. Now, I shared this link at 2:23 Eastern Time. 8 minutes later, no one else was able to see that link anymore. Amazon removed it. Now, Petty Mayonnaise got screenshots of what the book was saying before it was removed. And it is listed on my Discord if you want to join. But the reason I'm showing you this is because you can tell that it's definitely AI written. And before I show you what it actually says in the book, I want you to know that even this is AI. Are we in a matrix? Or are we just that predictable to AI that it knows what's going to happen?
I don't know, but those kind of look like angels to me. Anybody else notice?
D'accord. September of 2011, a 3-year-old boy went missing during a family camping trip to Mount Shasta, but was found 5 hours later. A parent's worst nightmare, but at least it had a good ending. 3 weeks after those events, the 3-year-old boy was with his grandmother named Kathy, just doing what kids do, coloring, playing with toys, when he all of a sudden looked up at her and said, quote, "I don't like the other Grandma Kathy." The grandmother, visibly confused, looked back at the boy and said, "What do you mean? I'm the only grandma that you have named Kathy." And the boy said, "No, I'm talking about the Grandma Kathy from the woods." And this is where the story gets really weird. The boy proceeded to explain to his grandmother that this other Grandma Kathy came out of the woods and told him to follow her. The boy said that while he initially thought this was his grandmother, he realized it wasn't because the sun was sparkling off her face funny. He said that it was sparkling in almost a metallic way, leading him to call her a robot. He said he was eventually led to a cave where there were other robots, basically saying that there were people who looked and dressed like humans but were standing perfectly still with blank expressions and spiderwebs all over them. This robotic grandmother who looked, sounded, and even used the nickname that his grandmother used on him eventually took him back to the woods and left him in a bush where the sheriff and deputies found him. The crazy part is that when the search and rescue team initially found him, he tried to tell them everything that he had went through, but they labeled it as it just being trauma from him going missing. And what's even more interesting is that till this day, Mount Shasta is notoriously known for having strange missing person cases, where the person and their belonging disappears without a trace.
Okay, so I woke up this morning to find a
bunch of videos of like a fleet of UFOs. And I'm talking a ridiculous amount of UFOs. These are not Starlink. There is no way you're going to tell me that these are Starlink. And it brings my mind back to remember when we were all asking Alexa. Alexa started saying that there was like a fleet of alien ships that were heading towards Earth. And then everyone was like, that was stupid. That was ridiculous. It was a glitch with Alexa. Everybody go back to normal. And we did. We kind of have a fleet of UFOs flying around. And it's not just over near, just look.
Damn if I do. Damn if I don't. No, I got a girl back home. You got a damn what you want. What you want. These bitches want from a nigga. It's like that.
Can you imagine if you see UFOs like that and they're surrounding the Earth? What would you do?
This new UAP footage is going crazy online right now. You need to watch it whether you've already seen it or not. It is so worth it. So check this out. Representative Eric Burleson showed this new video of an alleged UAP off the coast of Yemen in October 2024. He showed it at the UAP hearing this morning. All fine and good. But the insane part of this video is after a Hellfire missile was sent after the object, it hits it, the object splits because it explodes basically, and it all keeps flying. It reminds me of the intelligent liquid metal that the T-1000 in the movie Terminator 2 was made of or something. It's mind-blowing. If there are any aeronautic engineers or anyone that works in the space industry out there, please chime in with what type of known craft could do this. It legitimately seems conscious or alive. I don't know. It's mind-blowing. Chime in with your thoughts.
Things humans were never meant to see.
Carly! Get up here, Carly! What the hell was that?
Made it to the Appalachian Mountains. So far, no skinwalker. We got another one over here. What are those? What the heck's going on?
Wait, so nobody noticed? Nobody noticed the massive UFO that came over by the pyramid and then just left? Like everyone was paying attention. I even went through the comments. All the comments. That's a lie. I did not go through all the comments. I got distracted after about 30 seconds. I have a very low attention span. Anyways, I looked through it for 30 seconds. Not one person noticed the UFO. Not one. And it was not a small, it wasn't like an orb. It's not an orb. I'm going to show you, don't worry. But it's not an orb for entertainment purposes only. I almost forgot to say that, and I would have gotten it taken down and then banned from TikTok, and that would have sucked. It is not an orb. That is totally not. Just watch it.
Maybe nobody noticed it because it wasn't real and they didn't see it because it wasn't there in real life. Was that real or was that fake?
Wow, just wow. UFO disclosure is here. We are getting the truth. Congress is having a hearing at the moment in the US. And wow, we've just seen a new video of an egg-shaped UFO being hit by a Hellfire missile from the US military in Yemen. And it had no effect. But this shows that the US military is telling us, the US government is telling us that UFOs are real and they are a threat. And this is happening right now. I've got this new video, new information. We've got new testimonies. George Knapp has said that we have alien craft and utilizing their materials. So wow, just wow. Keep watching. You can see it online on YouTube and on X. It's streaming now. It's still going on. People are testifying, and it's amazing. But the truth is out there. Aliens are real. The US government knows it. It's telling us this is disclosure. Wow. Thank you.
I mean, still, are there any deniers out there? Or the video footage, the government admitting to aliens and UFOs? Are there any doubters? Are there still doubters? People that don't believe it?
And then this is a camera that just kind of tracks movements and stuff. You know how it works. But also, like, who sleeps with the lights on like that? I guess if you're in a poltergeist house. Knocked over a balloon. So, I don't know. Alright, check out another one of his videos. Check this out. This is a security camera in his kitchen. Watch poltergeist. Poltergeist, again, just means noisy ghost. I do know that a lot of people that deal with poltergeists, they're constantly saying it's trying to set their house on fire. Pretty noisy. Again, this man posts videos onwards. But also, like, who sleeps with the lights on like that? I guess if you're in a poltergeist house. Knocked over a balloon. So, I don't know. Alright, check out another one of his videos. Check this out. This is a security camera in his kitchen. Watch poltergeist. Poltergeist, again, just means noisy ghost. I do know that a lot of people that deal with poltergeists, they're constantly saying it's trying to set their house on fire. Pretty noisy. Again, this man posts videos and he has a ponytail and it says magic in his handle. So I don't know. Maybe he's good with illusions or whatever, but this still legit looks like poltergeist activity. If you've ever dealt with it. Do you see the shadows walking around the room? You see that?
Lady hired us to clear out the path from her sink so her plumber can get in. She asked us to stack it to the ceiling. She asked us to stack it to the ceiling. Holy f***. Where's the path? You want me to clear a path? Where's the path? Oh my God, man. Bathroom. Oh, you want me to clear a path? Holy. Wow, I'm leaving. We're out.
Es ist so nervig, hier runter zu laufen, weil die Treppe ist nicht genormt.
Most people think the sun is a burning ball in space. But what if I told you it's not real? Beneath us, at the center of the earth, lies the black sun, a powerful, unseen core, spinning, pulsing, breathing. This black sun generates ether energy, the life force of the realm. It spirals upward through the polar north, through the axis mundi, the world tree, the celestial pole. When this energy hits the celestial dome, it splits. The plus-positive charge refracts and forms the sun. The negative charge forms the moon. But they're not physical objects. They are plasma manifestations. Energy reacting with the firmament. That's why the moon isn't reflecting light. It's emitting it. It glows with a cold, silvery luminescence. Plasma X-ray field.
showing transparency, depth, and even hidden landforms beneath. The sun burns bright because of focused energy. The moon phases change as the black sun coils inward and outward like a serpent. When the energy overlaps or cancels, you get crescents, full moons, or new moons, and the stars. They're standing waves of ether dancing signatures like cymatic patterns, each fixed in its own toroidal field, projected by the black sun. You've been taught to look up for answers, but the truth is, everything above is a mirror of what lies below.
Well, it's official. It seems like Venom, the alien symbiote from the Spider-Man series, has landed on Earth. I think like a month ago, I did a video just kind of halfway joking about Venom being on Earth using an incog video. But a meteorite fell in, I think it was Portugal, something, Panama. And you're going to be seeing more of these videos, but check this video out. All right, so this landed in his backyard, and it looks like a rock. Okay, you've probably already seen this video. I'm doing some basic commentary because I am amazed at this. Okay, it's right there. Well, right there. He's washing it off. It's a rock. It's a hard rock. I don't think somebody faked this.
El meteorito ha cambiado de color y me di cuenta que destruye todo lo que es planta. No se puede acercar a una planta porque...
Here in a second, he's about to put a leaf on it. And it burns through the leaf. And this is after he like washed it off with water and tried to cool it down. It starts burning through the leaf. That's weird, right? Very alien. Very strange. I wanted to show this whole video in its entirety.
En el lugar donde cayó el meteorito hace varios días, cuando yo apago la luz, mire cómo se ve. Es algo totalmente increíble. Si algo me preocupa,
okay, it hatched.
Se desprenda de la roca.
It hatched and it's growing. It doesn't need air. It doesn't need food. It just grows when it's in sunlight.
No lo dejo tomar mucha luz. Cuando toma luz solar, crece. Por eso que lo mantengo.
Anyone who knows what he's saying, just comment in the comment section.
Esto no toma agua. Solamente lo que recibe energía es como de la luz. Crecido bastante.
Do you see this?
Ha cambiado de color. Ya ha crecido bastante.
Are you kidding me, bro?
Se acabó el sol, ya ha crecido bastante y puedo sacar pedazos y se lo puedo enviar.
If you don't know what Venom is an alien symbiote. This like just happened. There's the rock right there. And watch this next video that he just posted, which is the continuation of the previous video, but I don't think he faked this. I think a rock fell from a meteorite, fell from the sky, and it's grown on its own. Is this alien life? I am so blown away by this. For real, Venom is here.
All right, first of all, I'm amazed he started touching that with his bare fingers, because I wouldn't do that. If that's for real, that's like one of the biggest discoveries, right? Because if that's alien, you know, that's kind of crazy. And I have a lot of theories on this, right? Because there's been a lot of meteorites falling from the sky, and now with all the alien things going on, what if they like secretly invading us with things like this? I don't know. Let me know what you think. Was that real? Was that fake? That looked real to me. Let me know what you think down in the comments section about that.
Hey, this is just a friendly reminder that you weren't born bad. You weren't born a sinner, which is a man-made construct to make you think that you're bad. But even if you were, which you weren't, because go look at a baby, it's obvious that we weren't born bad. The conditioning and the programming is what made us bad. But even if you were, God would have made it to where his only son dying equated to no sin. Like the world would have been perfect. Like there's still a stipulation. You got to ask for forgiveness for all this. Like it doesn't make any sense personally. And so you weren't born bad. You just do bad things because you were programmed bad. And it's as simple as this. If you pass by a piece of trash, a voice in your head says, pick it up, and then you don't pick it up. That's the sin. You could have picked it up. Anyway, I love you. Have a great day.
This woman might have actually found a real demon inside of a hole. Watch this.
¿Escucharon?
I don't know what she's saying, but she's approaching this hole.
¿Escucharon eso?
And what she hears from this hole is freaking insane.
Se oye allá abajo.
There's something in that hole.
Hola?
Whatever that is has glowing eyes. She sounds sincerely terrified, honestly. She is running for her life. Stay weird.
Whatever that is, it looked like it fell in that hole and got trapped.
Okay, if you can right now, go and look up Fort Myers webcam, because I just saw this random TikTok and it was talking about these different people are seeing this massive ship that's just sitting over the ocean in Fort Myers.
Finally caught the mothership appearing in the Fort Myers webcam. Look. Oh my god. Did you see that? That was the mothership appearing on the Fort Myers beach webcam at Margaritaville.
Well, tonight with some footage circling the internet from a webcam in Fort Myers, Florida, that allegedly has been capturing from time to time an alien mothership off the coast.
And we'll see this night after night on this webcam. I mean, it does get suspicious. You kind of wonder, well, what is it? Why does it show up pretty much every night when they go into night mode on this camera?
Before not getting tricked again. So it went over to Fort Myers webcam and it's freaking there. It is freaking there. I watched it for like 10 minutes. I'm going to show you the sped up version of it, but you can see the lights come on every once in a while, and then it looks almost like the clouds are moving around it. That shows you the shape. And I looked back, because now I'm totally invested in this. I look back and there's a bunch of people.
There's no denying it. The aliens are here. All these videos tied together. From the rock symbiote thing growing, from the lady that just saw that monster looking thing down the hole. These all tied together, yo. I'm telling you.
Yeah, you're about to see them again. Just watch up above the horizon. And they're going to get really bright, and then they're going to go away. See them? There's two right there. Those are not airplanes.
Yeah, they keep circling.
They just keep circling. Then they're going to go away.
And there's nothing on your radar right now?
No, there's nothing there. I can zoom out.
Now the light's going out.
They're gone.
So they're above us significantly.
Look, it's gonna get really bright. And then it's gonna go. The whole flight I've been wanting to call you up here. I'm like, who is bigger?
No, I'm seeing it. But look, your radar would pick it up if it was an aircraft.
God, look at that, look at that, look at that. Oh no, no. That's incredible. Look. Oh, whoa. Oh my God, that's a big one. What? Oh no, my goodness. Mira, bro. Oh no.
Hey man, I've been telling y'all keep watching the waters, man. Nobody won't listen. So you're gonna sit here and act like you don't see this alien probe right there on the beach that came out the water. Keep watching the waters, man.
Have you heard of the Lake Peigneur incident in Louisiana? No. Underneath this lake was a vast amount of salt. So a salt mine company started in 1910, salt mining underneath this lake. And it just so happened this lake was also on an oil reserve. So 1980, while Texaco was drilling in this lake, they accidentally pierced into the salt mine.
Oh no.
Drilled straight into it. There's 55 salt mine workers down the salt mine. I mean, hundreds of thousands of feet below the surface. Yeah. All of a sudden they just started hearing this like, whoa. And then all of a sudden it's like, you see this like, bloop, and they're like, uh-oh. And then all of a sudden it's like, the water started just gushing in. Luckily, all 55 salt miners were able to get out, but this thing filled up within minutes. The guys that were running the barge up top, they heard this clanking sound, like, what in the world? And they kept on drilling. And all of a sudden, just this small whirlpool started forming in the middle of the lake. And then all of a sudden, it started getting faster and faster. They all escaped, but it ended up sucking in the entire barge. This little island that was on the lake sucked that in. That had a house on it, sucked in trucks, boats, a tugboat. No one died in this incident. But they said that at one point it created the largest waterfall in Louisiana. It was literally a 200-foot waterfall in the middle of this lake, sucking in the entire lake.
Oh my god.
Straight down.
It sucked it all in, and there was a canal leading from the lake to the Gulf of Mexico. It was such pressure that it went in, and when it hit, it blew back up like a geyser. And when it did that, the canal reversed where the Gulf of Mexico sucked salt water into the lake. And so now this lake is a saltwater lake, and it's up to 1,300 feet deep.
Yikes.
They said it was the largest infrastructure catastrophe with 0 casualties. They said it rushed back in. They said it was almost like a tidal wave from the Gulf of Mexico.
Dude, a surfer's just getting sucked into Louisiana. No!
The reason they tell us the truth in movies and TV shows is because it's tell-a-vision. They're telling us what they're going to do in the future. That's why it's called television programming. How am I just now realizing this?
It was always there in plain sight, and we're just now realizing it.
Like create another Trippy Red?
Yeah, because you did you, and you get in something else. You feel like you would create another one, or you gonna do something.
Well, yeah, I already created Orlando Brown too.
Oh,
yeah. So,
how was that? Is that something to talk about? How was that? Use Disney Channel?
I be playing characters.
Oh, they say y'all favor each other?
That's me.
Attention in the hospital. Attention in the hospital. Initiate code gray procedures. Again, code Campbell and surrounding areas. Initiate code gray procedures. Again, code gray. Active world conditions are black.
In the hospital commander, all roads are black, meaning there is no driving at Fort Campbell right now. We have 2 very severe storm systems coming through. Please continue for code gray. Continue to take care of yourselves and our patients. Attention hospital, attention hospital. Please remain sheltered in place. The roads are still black. No road traffic is authorized at this time. There's a second dangerous storm cell headed our way. These are being sheltered in place.
The Philadelphia experiment in 1943. Have you ever heard of it? Yes or no?
No.
So this was the beginning of World War II. The world was at war, and it for the second time. The U.S. Navy ships were getting rocked their socks off. They started looking up different ways to cloak their ships. But then supposedly they're like, well, we want to figure out how to get all the way invisible. They did it, right?
Yeah.
This new technology in the ship. Flipped it on.
What is the technology that makes it invisible?
Don't know. The ship started to glow. Eyewitness report said there was like this green fog that started to surround it. Disappeared. Guess where it reappeared?
Japan.
It reappeared in the Virginia.
What?
250 miles away. When it appeared in Virginia, it was actually 10 minutes before it disappeared. So it, like,
It went back in time?
back in time,
No, it's a magic.
Listen.
it disappeared again. And then reappeared back in Philadelphia.
If you're frustrated, so are we. We're extremely frustrated. We've been, the 2-3 years. I can only imagine how frustrated Mr. Knapp is or Danny Sheehan is, and the amount of time that you guys have poured into this to try to get answers. I mean, Masson is back there. He's been pouring to try to get answers into this. I hope that you all see that we're committed to this, and we're going to be scrappy about it. We may not have the direct authority, but I can assure you, Representative Luna is about as scrappy as it gets. I wouldn't want to scrap with her. But that being said, I think that if the American people want to see answers, we need to action. We've had the hearings. It's time to take action. It's time that we pass Tim Burchett's Whistleblower Act. It's time that we pass the UAP Disclosure Act. And I think that we've had a lot of talk about this. It's time for action.
Thank you, Burleson.
When I left Fox, I went to MGM for one picture. Thank goodness, only one. And when I got there with my mother, we were separated. She went into the office of Louis B. Mayer, and I went into the office of Arthur Freed. And he was going to talk to me about a movie he wanted to put me in. I'm 12 years old, And I thought he was a producer, but instead he was an exhibitor. And I'd never seen anyone naked before, except myself. So I had no clue about what was happening. And so it struck me so funny, I laughed at him. And I laughed uproariously. I had tears, and he got infuriated. And he said, out, 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 go.
Did you tell your mother?
Well, I went down. I was very quiet. I went down and met her in the lobby of the administration building. She came out very quietly from Louis B. Mayer's office. And we walked hand in hand silently to the car, which was unusual. We got in the car driving home. I said, Mom, you won't believe what happened to me. And I told her what happened, and she got kind of quiet. She said, well, you don't know what happened to me. And Louis B. Mayer wasn't as bad as Freed was to me, but he came on to my mother. And so we both decided that we didn't like MGM much. It was better at Fox.
This picture of a UFO breaking out of the water near Antarctica was supposedly taken in 1971 by the USS Trepang, if I'm pronouncing that right, submarine. So that picture and the pictures I'm about to show you have been around for decades, along with the story that these were all taken by a United States submarine during a mission in or around Antarctica sometime in 1971. That's when these pictures were supposedly taken. And I'll tell you this, I can't tell what they are, but they sure ain't no boat.
The UFOs and the aliens been here. The government's known it.
Late one night, a construction worker was recording the moon for his kids while simultaneously driving some equipment down the road. The land is under construction, and there is no one that lives in the immediate area. The roads are perfectly new, and the ride is typically smooth, but that wasn't the case on this night. Not long into the footage, the operator hit something which took him by surprise, and when he looked in the rearview camera, he was truly unnerved.
No. No, 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 no.
Michael, why didn't you tell me about this? Why didn't you tell me? Because it seems to me that you and a rapper named JID kind of look alike. Feel me? So all I want to know, Michael, is he related to you or anything like that, bro? Because everybody wants to know, and I want to know because you guys do look alike. So, let me know what is going on here, guys, because people are saying, I didn't say nothing. People are saying that JID stands for Jackson in disguise. Oh, no, you didn't. Oh, no, you didn't. You're just coming up with things, aren't you? That's not true. I don't believe nothing that they're talking about. Because if you see what I see, then you could clearly see that this video is for entertainment purposes only. I'm just showing pictures of my favorite rappers and favorite musicians. That's all I'm doing here, guys. Because I miss Michael Jackson. He was the greatest. It would sure be good to have a new Michael Jackson song come out. No need for that. JID could drop one. JID could drop a new song. Guys, I don't know what's going on here. I don't know if he's related, but they look alike. I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think about this. I'm out.
December 11th, 2002, with the letterhead being that this is from Alan M. Dershowitz, the defense lawyer of Jeffrey and the president and Harvey Weinstein and O.J. Simpson and Benjamin Netanyahu. Oh, and we cannot forget, close friend of Daphne Barak, enemy of the channel. He writes to Jeffrey, "Dear Jeffrey, as a birthday gift to you, I managed to obtain an early version of the Vanity Fair article. I talked them into changing the focus from you to Bill Clinton, as you will see from the enclosed excerpt. Happy birthday and best regards, Alan." This email, letter, whatever, was sent in December of 2002. So I believe this is referring to Vicky Ward's bombshell article, The Talented Mr. Epstein. And like, just a side note, do you guys remember when Jessica Reed Krause, House and Habit, came after Olivia Newsy in the way that she did, released an article playing off of Vicky Ward's title, The Talented Mr. Epstein, and Jessica Reed Krause wrote and titled an article that was just slandering Olivia Newsy called The Talented Miss Newsy, and it was just like, that's not appropriate. Not even close to similar situations or stories. Like, and honestly, that 2003 article, certainly focused on Jeffrey too, not just Bill Clinton. So I don't even know why Alan Dershowitz would send this and be like, we're all good. It's all good. They're going to talk about Bill Clinton. Meanwhile, Jeffrey's name is in the title. But I guess Alan Dershowitz had something to do with this article in the way that he was able to get Vanity Fair, pressure Vanity Fair to not speak to two specific victims of Jeffrey. Wow, what a career. I bet he feels so proud of himself every time he lays his head down at night. What a career. And can we keep in mind, just a few years before Alan Dershowitz sent this letter to Jeffrey, he wrote and published a piece in which he made an argument as to why the age of consent should be lowered to 14 or 15. Just a mess.
Dave Chappelle tried to warn us.
It was getting ridiculous. And I knew I was going to leave, so I got ahead of schedule, and I bounced. And I didn't tell anybody where I was going. The whole time, they're trying to convince me I'm insane. They were trying to get me to take psychotic medication.
Sounds like Kanye.
Yeah. Like I'm sitting around, I was stressed out, but the people that were telling me I was insane, I believe that they knew it was.
The industry got so crazy for Chappelle that he ran away and didn't tell a single soul where he was going. In the height of his career, he turned down $50 million and vanished. And he also provides some insight on how the people inside the industry try to control you through pharmaceuticals. And when you look at artists like Kanye West, you can see that the same trap that they tried to put Dave Chappelle in, they succeeded with putting Kanye West in. It's unfortunate, bro, but it's the truth.
Yeah, they tried to do to him what they did to Kanye West. Dave Chappelle fled to a whole nother country to get away from all of it. That was the best thing to do.
One of the disturbing details of Charlie Kirk's killing was how quickly the full video of him being killed went viral online. And a lot of people were cheering his death. Well, he had it coming. People were gleefully pulling out this quote from, I think, 2023, when he said, we've got to put up with a few people being killed each year to protect gun rights. digital media have turned these kind of things into a spectator sport. In the case of the Ukrainian woman who was killed, that was CCTV on a train in Charlotte, North Carolina. And again, this was CCTV. But you also have so many just videos that have been filmed by people who were there on the spot. It does have a kind of brutalizing effect on people, I think.
One of the craziest stories I've ever heard is that of Kyle Odom, the bright young college student who one day snapped and shot 6 hollow point rounds into a pastor he believed was a reptilian. Now, what makes this story even stranger is the fact that the pastor came out of this relatively unharmed, returned to work 2 weeks later, and then was elected to a prominent government position, even though he was shot 5 times in the torso and once in the head with hollow point rounds. So let's start to unpack why Kyle thought it was necessary to pull off this heinous crime to begin with. The answer to this question lies in his manifesto, which can be found on the Internet Archive. But let's start with, who is Kyle Odom? Born and raised in North Idaho, he grew up in a loving family. He joined the Marine Corps after high school and developed an interest in science. He went to school for a degree in biochemistry. He won numerous scholarships and awards. He graduated magna cum laude, then joined the University of Idaho. So why would he do this? Why would he throw his life away when he had so much to live for? Well, according to him, his life was ruined. It was ruined by an intelligent species of amphibian humanoids from Mars. I wish I was joking. So here are the bullet points that Odom wants people to know about these amphibian humanoids. Basically, they were here long before we ever existed. Their technology is millions of years more advanced than ours, and he's seen them do things that defy all comprehension. They have a massive breeding stock of humans, which they breed and control from birth. They use these humans to live vicarious lives among us. They appear to be completely normal because they're good at imitating human behavior. Now, the actual Martians live deep underground here and inside of the moon. They take control of wild human beings and use them as slaves. Don't believe me, he says? Well, ask Obama to take a lie detector test on this one. He says they tried to take me, but they were unable to control my mind, and they've been following me ever since. I tried everything to get my life back. I begged, bargained, and I threatened. I attempted but they stopped me both times. My last resort was to take actions that would bring this to the public's attention.
What if the God we're worshiping is actually the villain? See, early mystical Christians called Gnostics came to that exact conclusion and declared that the creator of the world is not the true God, but an imposter. According to Gnostic mythology, the real God is actually a remote, transcendent source of all goodness and light, often called the One. But the being that became the creator of the material world, the demiurge, that's a being of darkness, and it's ignorant, has no knowledge of the higher God that's above it. But now fast forward 1,000 years. In medieval Europe, a Christian sect known as the Cathars revived these ideas. In fact, they equated the God of the Old Testament with Satan himself. Not like Satan, literally Satan. So they basically said that Satan created the material world, tricked humanity into worshiping him, wrote most of the Bible through his cronies, and then used religion to control the masses with fear. Because while these heretics were getting burned alive, there was someone else much later who looked at the same story and said, you know what? They might have been onto something. And his name was Carl Jung. In Jung's vision, God and Satan aren't two separate beings. Satan is God's dark side, his shadow self. He was saying the shadow must be integrated or it's going to rule from the basement of your mind.
This is one of those things where you can't believe everything on the internet. That guy right there could be a poser to try to throw you off track, a distraction. Keep your faith in God, because there's people like this that's going to try to confuse you. Don't fall for the hype. Don't fall for the lies. That's what they're known for, to lie to you and take you off your path.
I've got a brand new Mandela effect. For this one, I need help from people in the United States and people overseas. If I were to ask you how many states are in the United States of America, what would be your answer? Because we're going to get two very different numbers. Googled how many states in the United States of America. I was taught there are 50 states. This is where it goes sideways. It says people also ask, are there 50 or 52 states in the United States? There are 50 states in the United States, not 50. They talk about possibly District of Columbia and Puerto Rico being included. Again, start looking at the comments, especially overseas comments, because there are a lot of people that think there are 52 states in the United States of America. We can all agree that this is the American flag. 13 stripes represent colonies, and each star represents one state in the United States of America. 5 rows of 6, 4 rows of 5 equals 50 states. Everybody commenting 52 states, where are you getting the extra 2 states from? Is it Hawaii and Alaska? Are you including Puerto Rico and District of Columbia? Because there are only 50 states in the United States of America. What were you taught?
عم خدها خدها انا مش سامعك. إيه؟
This is why you should always lock your doors.
Out of my apartment. Please get out of my apartment.
She was unpacking her things after moving into her new apartment with her friend when she suddenly heard a scream. Rushing over, her friend saw something disturbing.
It was right there between the green table and the bed, against the wall like this. No.
A couple of nights later, while she was working out, she came face to face with the same intruder staring at her. And that's when he asked her something truly unsettling.
Remember? With friends? Oh, wow. No, I don't. Please get out of my apartment. Please get out of my apartment.
But it didn't end there. A few nights after that, trying to brush it off, she heard a loud bang coming from the bedroom. When she went to investigate, what she found sent chills down her spine.
How did that man get into her home multiple times? Would there be a second time? Not in my house. I don't know about that video.
Scariest videos found on the internet.
Die! Loreno!
They were hanging out late at night when they see this moving towards them. A man from Argentina named Eduardo Santillan was outside with a friend late at night, having drinks and talking, when they noticed from a distance this straight white balloon slowly floating towards them.
Te lo juro por Dios que ninguno nos va a creer lo que estamos viendo.
En nombre del Padre.
No se levanta del suelo. ¿Vos tu hombro? No. No, quédate quietito, y míralo nomás. Te lo juro, fue que se me heló el pecho. No le tenga miedo porque... Veo cómo se eleva.
Seeing the balloon floating in a straight line as if being held by something, the nervous man begins to pray. The balloon passes by and floats away, giving the boys a sigh of relief, believing this wasn't an evil spirit, but a simple yet creepy coincidence.
Connecting quantum physics to Eastern mysticism is easy because they both have attributes in common. They are both very vague and misunderstood by the layman, and neither of them can be described with common language. Both require an entirely new paradigm of thinking. The difference between mysticism and quantum science. That answer is simple. It's the same difference between esoteric and exoteric. Meaning, modern science does a great job studying the objective micro workings of the causal. But the equations and terminology leave us bewildered and empty-handed. In this regard, scientific jargon is really no good for applications to the self with a cap S. To be frank, I think jargon is a byproduct of over-measuring a copy of a copy.
For more on this, see the full episode available below.
So I've been clearing etheric implants and entities for around about 10 years now. And one of the most misunderstood aspects of the New Age, New Cage movement are the whole idea of chakras. The chakras have been sold to us as these wonderful spinning vortexes, these rainbow colors, lotus flowers that we need to keep balancing every day, right? And actually, hear me out, right? They're actually one of the most evil things, and it's typical of this system, typical of this matrix, to present something as beautiful and it being a total inversion. So the 7 chakras that we've been told about within the New Age movement are nothing more than an artificial implant which overlay our natural energy vortexes and allow negative entities to lock into our energy system, feed on our energy, and loop negative thoughts around our heads on a daily basis. Because most of our thoughts that we have, the negative ones, they're not ours, right? And so the chakra system, and it's telling you it's a system, it doesn't sound very organic, does it? Is just a way for them to access your energy. They have many other ways as well. For example, if you open yourself up with alcohol, drugs, if you've got, you know, really unhealed wounds, they can use those against you. So it is a very prominent implant for them, very important weapon that they have. And people say, well, you'll die if you don't have your chakras. Well, you have basically 3 natural vortexes around the third eye, the heart, and the sacral. These are known as Dantian points. These are your natural energy vortexes. And what they've done is they've plugged you in like the Matrix with the chakra system. And so even when you think about it logically, like an intelligent design, why would it compartmentalize like essence energy? Why would you need to compartmentalize it? And actually, when that implant is removed, you're able to feel more flow, you feel generally lighter, and a lot of the negative voices go away. You're left with a quieter mind. So like I say, I've been doing this for 10 years now. If you want to check out my work, check out the link in my bio. But I know it's triggering for people to hear this because, you know, so much in the New Age sounds good, and it's interesting that they use like the rainbow colors. But I'm telling you guys, the chakras are not what you think they are.
The Bible told us how to avoid disease, and science is just now catching up. John Hopkins recently discovered that whether or not a person is forgiving can actually determine if they will have heart problems, cancer, and other diseases or not. Do you guys ever see something and you're like, that's definitely in the Bible? Our thoughts and emotions are directly connected to our immune system our nervous system, and whether or not we end up with a disease. Do not be wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and depart from evil. It will be health to your flesh and strength to your bones. Envy can cause inflammation that leads to bone loss. Proverbs 14, a sound heart is life to the body, but envy is rottenness to the bones. And there's been plenty of studies that prove that praying is actually healthy for our hearts. Ephesians 3 literally says this. Over and over, we see happiness brings health, while negative emotions invite in Satan and cause disease. This is why I have faith in the Bible through and through. Every word of it is the truth, and science is sprinting to catch up to his word.
I do believe everything she said. If you're a happy person, you're going to live a happy life. If you're a miserable person, everything's going to go bad for you.
Have you guys heard of Jacob's Ladder? Like in mythology, it was the stairway to heaven. I'm going to tell you what Jacob's Ladder has to do with you channeling energy to heal yourself and others for your own magic powers. And it all has to do with plasma. And there's proof in mythology. Let's go. So I don't know how, but on my whimsical online search this morning, I came across how to build a Jacob's Ladder. And in between what is a cathode and an anode was plasma. And I started to realize I saw this image somewhere before. And then it hit me. In mythology, the ant people looked exactly like it. These were people living in our society that were drawn on caves, see these little tentacle things, and then working with plasma with vortexes. It's the same thing. This is it too. And Hathor. And guess what is in between the horns or the tentacles or the ant things? It's the sun. It's plasma, the fourth state of matter. It is literally telling us we can we can harmonize with plasma. I got stuck in my patriarchal brain there for a second. But if you guys want to call it harness, fine. But harmonize is a way better word, and I'll tell you why. Because this energy we're using and harmonizing with our consciousness. Plasma is the vehicle for consciousness. So basically, after I saw this everywhere, I started remembering that there are symbols of churches with a cathode and an anode, and then there's the spine. And they even call what's on the top of these things spires. And they compare it to electricity harnessing and lighting lamps or like battery stuff. But no one really was talking about plasma. Some called it ether flow. And yes, I'm talking about plasma as a living ether. It is a finer plasma than the fourth state of matter plasma that they have not talked about yet in science, but they will be talking about it very soon, if not already. And the churches are just an example. They are an outer idol, an outer symbolism of metaphor of what humans can do naturally, but even more than humans, they are showing what plasma does naturally. Plasma is the original form. So Plato talked about an eternal realm of perfect changeless forms, the true reality. This is also the true reality, by the way, embodiment, loving our lives. But this is our true reality, embodiment, it's loving our life, where we are shadows of that, which is true. It's like the church is the shadow of what we're doing. It's all turtles all the way down. But this original world is made of misty plasma. When you have an anode and a cathode, plasma develops, plasma fills in. So basically, the anode collects electrons, the cathode is the source of electrons, and this configuration literally collects plasma. Plasma fills in. So basically, if you do this and do it long enough, you will feel plasma energy, ether energy filling in. You'll feel it. Don't take my word for it. Then you can play around with it where you're receiving and then you're discharging with the other hand.
What I'm finna tell you right now is gonna hurt, but I need you to understand, you're gonna get overlooked by a majority of people in your life, whether that be friends, family, your love life, acquaintances. And this is cause you have a God frequency, and people don't choose God until they have no other option. They don't let God into their heart until the devil is knocking at their door. So your energy is gonna be overlooked. People not gonna perceive your internal presence because they have the choice not to in that moment. I need you to understand, even though you're gonna feel like a background character and like you're unchosen, this is happening for a reason, because these people are meant to go through these lessons to realize that these individuals don't have their best interest at heart and they're not really meant to be around them. People don't understand that God is the best option. So they continue walking around trying to find better options, not realizing that you're not gonna find better than God around.
Alright, all you numerology nerds, this one is for you, because the Charlie Kirk death, it's absolutely dripping with numbers, symbols, and ritual. Hey, look at these numbers right here. But let's start the video. Okay, so first we have got the big headline that has just been released, that they're telling us that they solved the case of the murder of Charlie Kirk within 33 hours. Not 32, not 34, but exactly 33. And we know that this is the elite's favourite number, their secret signature. Every time we see the 33 stamped on a world event or a headline, you're not just watching justice, you're watching choreography. Now let's jump back to the image that we started with, the one that has been blasted all around the world. You know, ever since this disaster, this is the image that went on every newspaper. 47, 47, 47. Well, 4 plus 7 is 11. 11, 11, 11 is 33. Right there, this is not random. This is encoded. Okay? Well, do you remember the video that I posted of his t-shirt glitching and the F getting replaced to a R, and it maybe looking somewhat dodgy or faked or a hologram or something weird? Do you remember that? No? Alright, I'll show you. Watch the t-shirt. Okay, right here now, watch that F. Boom. It literally glitched into an R. Just please watch this again, right? Right here, watch. It's a clear glitch. Boom. R. But you get the gist anyway. But what the main point is that his t-shirt says freedom, right? Well, look at this. What a surprise. In numerology, freedom literally adds up to 66. That is literally the main number of symbolism that is printed across his chest. Whilst the public sees freedom, the code literally says ritual. Now check this, the timing, the story, it literally broke across the 9-9 portal. It carried through to 9-10 and it was wrapped up by 9-11. This is a triple ritual. In numerology, 9-9 is completion, 9-10 is transition, and 9-11 is destruction and rebirth. We all know 9-11 changed the world, and they're still playing that number like a drumbeat. You know, you just stack all this together. You've got the 33 hours, you've got the 33 right there on the hatch, you've got the freedom on his t-shirt adding to 66 in numerology, you've got the 9-9, 9-10 and 9-11 triple ritual portal, and, you know, the suspect's age is also 22, literally another master number, and the coded ammo slogans to the bullets are Bella Ciao, which literally reduces to 33. This isn't chaos, this isn't justice, this is coded theatre rolled out like a Netflix series. Then, you know, they give you the villain, they give you the twist, they give you the betrayal, the outrage, and they keep the world divided whilst the real agenda once again pushes forward. You see, once you see the codes, you just can't unsee them. Stay awake, beautiful people. I love you all. And obviously, this was just for entertainment, and I'm as fictional as a dinosaur, baby.
What's that? I got that video.
I cannot get a decent. This thing just stopped. It was going so fast. It was going so fast, and now there it goes again. Look how fast it goes. Look at it. Look at it. It's right above me. Right above me. Just doing it. There it goes again. Stopping ahead of me. Stopping right on top of me. For what? What did I do? The fuck did I do? It's good for you? Yeah? That's what you like? Keep it up. What the fuck?
I got a couple more great UFO videos, Brewskis. This one I'm told is from China.
What is happening? How is that thing just sitting there?
September 10th, the United States Senate voted 51 to 49 to block the release of the Epstein files. Let me repeat that. On September 10th, that is the date that Charlie Kirk was assassinated. I don't mean to take away from the significance at all whatsoever the assassination of Charlie Kirk, but I find it highly suspect that this was voted on the exact same time that he was assassinated and that it was voted down by the Republicans. Does that seem a little coincidental to anybody else, or is that just me? Let me know down in the comments.
No, that does feel sus, right? Do you think the taking out of that Charlie guy was a distraction? Because in those files, there's a lot of powerful people in government, in business, and other ventures, powerful people that they don't want those names to drop. Probably so, right?
So we've lived here about 8 years. We have about 70,000 people that live in our town. And we have never once seen this much military equipment at this particular base or military spot, whatever this is in our town. So, I don't know, just a little video. Something's up though.
The United States is prepping for something big with all these things going on around the world. Russia, Ukraine. Get ready. It's gonna go down. Hopefully not, but it's gonna go down one day.
This is Illuminati Church in South Africa. If you want heaven in this world, come here. They will give you and they will show you. And you have to sacrifice some of things.
Okay guys, major breaking news. TikTok in America may have just officially been saved. Shut up! Donald Trump has just posted that a big trade meeting between the US and China has gone very well and it's happening right now, and he did this in all caps. And then he said a deal has been reached on a certain company that young people in our country wanted very much to save, and they will be very happy. I think we all know who he's talking about on that one. He said it has been reached, and he'll be speaking to President Xi on Friday, I guess, for confirmation on all of this. But I don't even know what to feel anymore. Bro, he literally just hit us with yesterday the quote, "We may have to let TikTok die." And now a few hours later, a deal has been reached? This is taking the never let him know your next move too far.
Because I have this crazy idea that I will order pizza. And so if I do, I don't want it to go to waste. Who will eat pizza if I... Jennifer, yes? Harrison?
Turning the Oscars into an everyone's invited dinner party with dinner.
Julia wants pizza. Who's your favorite movie star? They're here. Well, who do you want to talk to?
And then passing a very famous hat to pay the delivery guy.
What do you have, Harvey? 200? This is a start. This is a start. Your stock just went up. You got some money now with pizza?
Okay, so I'm not sure what exactly I just watched, but and I'm pretty sure I can't talk about it on here. But if you want to see something that is completely bonkers, you need to go onto YouTube and look up homunculus. And basically it's this guy. He's like a mad scientist, but like he's actually like doing stuff. And supposedly, you have to watch his videos to see it because it's pretty wild. But what he's doing is like he takes these like an egg, and then he like creates a little hole in the egg, and then he puts like man swimmy fluid in it, and then covers it up and incubates it some way, and these like different creatures come out, and he shows them, and they're moving, and I don't know, it's just really weird. It's really weird, but also really interesting, slightly concerning. But if you want to watch something weird, it's
big and I'm in danger.
There is no hell. There isn't. I've done thousands and thousands of cases. There is no hell. Hell is an invention of the church, and you can see why. It was never in the Bible. It's something has been invented. There is no hell. A loving God would not do that to people. You are allowed to make all the mistakes you want. You're allowed to come back and do it again and again till you get it right. They don't punish you just because you make a mistake and throw you into an oven. It doesn't work that way. You have to realize you have made mistakes. Earth is a school, but it's a school, you come here to learn lessons, but it's a school where you can't skip a grade, but you can have to repeat a grade. You don't get it right, you have to come back and do it again until you get it right. You can't go from kindergarten to college, it's impossible. You have to learn the lessons, and the lessons are not easy. Earth is a school where you learn emotions and limitations. Those are the two main things, emotions and limitations. Those are not taught on other planets. This is a very challenging planet.
I do believe her about the, Earth is a school, God won't punish you, but the hell not being real, I don't know about that one. There's a lot of stuff in the Bible that talks about it. But do your own research. I'm just a dude on the internet talking.
Gayle King, of CBS News, shortly after Kobe was assassinated, she interviewed a former WNBA player who was great friends with Kobe, Lisa Leslie, and was asking Lisa Leslie, did Kobe rape that girl and call her, bashing the reputation of Kobe Bryant. Why? Because boulets do this, and then right after that interview, Gayle King, Oprah Winfrey's girlfriend, gets a $500,000 raise. This is what they do. They don't care about us. These gatekeepers, I'm telling you, Reverend Al, vitamin B deficient Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, Benjamin Crump, Farrakhan, they're all a part of the Boule secret society.
I'm sorry, but Kobe was taken out. I thought he passed away in a helicopter accident.
So we have this huge club, right? So Skull and Bones, then we have the Boulets, we have all the names, you name it. Clintons, Bidens, Obamas. Who's not in the club from this administration? But because it feels like this administration with Trump and J.D. Vance and all those guys, it's like they're the opposite of those, but they're in their club of their own. That's what it feels like.
You know what? They are, but they're not a part of the Illuminati.
He was jet skiing near a massive cargo ship, unaware that the powerful propellers were pulling him in. When he tried to turn away, his jet ski kept drifting closer. That's when something terrifying happened. He nearly got dragged under the spinning blades. By sheer luck, he escaped at the last second. But it didn't end there. Watch what happened next.
A family from California go on vacation.
And on the day they were meant to get home, they received a security notification saying someone was in the backyard. The trip home was delayed for the following day. Nobody knows the person, a huge figure of a broad man with a hat and what looks like blades in his right hand, where he has a deformity in his hand. He has been given the nickname Creepy Krueger and is currently on foot. Police urge caution and call 911 if you see him. Don't forget to follow me for your dose of nightmare fuel.
I do not want to run into something like that in my backyard.
So I accidentally fell asleep with YouTube playing on my TV, and it's like the middle of the night. And then when I woke up for my dream, this was on my TV. Who are you? Why is that on my TV?
You see when Speed met a witch?
Oh, I didn't. But someone told me about it.
So he had like a witch on stream and he went to go visit her place and they were doing a whole bunch of rituals and stuff. And he started getting really sketched out.
I'm kind of scared.
The theory was, and people were saying, that he felt as if she was taking something from him.
Oh, no.
Yeah, like spiritually. And it was affecting him in that moment. So what happened was they were in the middle of something and then he started feeling something off.
Wait, I need this thing for my stream. Hold on, I'll be right back, okay? I'll be right back.
And he looks at the camera, he goes, pause. Or mute, and then just walks away and then just leave.
Mute.
They don't even say bye to the lady, nothing at all. They just get out of there. Because people are saying that she is trying to curse him or do some rituals that he felt were really, really wrong to.
Why did he think it would be a good idea to visit a witch?
I just learned that some parasites make you look more attractive so that you can pass those parasites on to others. They literally make you look more attractive so that you will hug, kiss, have intercourse with other people just to pass it on. Nature is weird. I just gave you something to think about all day. You're welcome.
Shut the door. I'm really lazy. Thank you.
He was working on a vacant house when he sees something watching him. A man named Craig explains that while doing some construction work on his wife's grandmother's house, he decides to take pictures when he noticed something was moving inside. The man begins to record and zooms in to take a better look when something horrifying is captured. At the window, a human hand can be seen moving the blinds. Then, someone peeks out as they suddenly hide. Thinking it's a squatter, he immediately goes to the window. Doesn't find anyone. Now, things would only get weirder. On the following days, they find in the daughter's toy camera a strange picture of an old lady. According to Craig's mother-in-law, this woman looks exactly like her grandmother, who passed away in the early 80s. Whether this strange picture has anything to do with the house's strange happenings, it's unsure.
So seeing the blinds twitching from the corner of my eye is what made me go ahead and take the pictures that I did. I was actually trying to video it. But anyway, as soon as I seen this, I entered the home again, looked around in the closets, everywhere you think someone could hide. I mean, there's not many places, shower or whatever. I would rather have found somebody in that house.
Craig explains he has no idea who or what was in that house.
Here is Mr. Charlie Kirk and focus on that area. Here again, slow down. slow down to the minimum and watching this frame by frame, you are going to see this interesting particle in midair. The guy with the white shirt is standing right there. The guy with the black shirt is there, and there is Mr. Kirk. And the particle, according to both pictures, is in front of or between the two guys with the shirt. In other words, the particle is coming from that direction between the two guys, so from that direction on the other picture. Either it is coming down where you can see the flash of light, or according to the angle of this particle, it is coming between the two guys from behind over there. So somewhere from that direction. From my point of view, this picture clearly destroys the official narrative because it's coming from behind and not coming from the front side like they are telling us, right?
Okay. I was standing from probably the third row in the bottom. I saw hit, I heard the shot ring out. I looked to my left, and then I looked over to my right. I saw him slump over in his chair forward. He slumped over.
They stopped them from talking. You think they're hiding something? You think they're trying to paint a narrative? The truth is eventually going to come out. There was a lot of people there.
See? Lord. You got a samurai. Hold up. This can't make this.
In 1958, Washington University ran this study where they basically asked the American people, hey, do you want to send in your child's baby teeth? And it'll go for like research for like help better improve the medical industry, all this stuff. And you're like, yeah, that's cool, right?
Wrong. No, that immediately red flag.
It was a front, a public front for something called Project Sunshine.
Excuse me?
It was started by the Atomic Energy Commission along with the DoD, Department of Defense, better known as body snatchers.
They were taking kids?
At this time, during the 50s, they were just lighting off all these nuclear bombs all over the place. They wanted to observe this one compound, strontium-90. It's this compound that is absorbed into the body from nuclear fallout. And what they wanted to do is like, how is this affecting people all over the earth? And so the Atomic Energy Commission, along with the DoD, basically did this whole undercover thing. So they went to hospitals, scientists, and they were literally grave robbing children, testing their bones and seeing whether or not they had this strontium-90 compound in their bones. But they would literally, like if a child died during birth or whatever, they would literally team up with these doctors and they would steal ribs, femur bones, and never tell the parents. This is what America was doing. The conclusion was like they actually had a large amount of this compound or this particle from nuclear fallout.
That's crazy.
The Atomic Energy Commission never publicly admitted they were taking bones from children until declassified documents surfaced in the 1990s.
So they got caught.
Yeah.
God.
That's just one example of many of how the government deceives you. And do you think they're not deceiving you today?
The number one thing that's keeping you poor is your mouth. What you say is what you get. Every word that comes out of your mouth has 100 to 1,000 times more power than a thought. Because when you speak, the word vibrates into the universe. When you think, you're sending out a vibration only through your mind. But when you speak, you have to have the thought as well. So when you speak, not only are you having a thought come from your mind, but the vibration is coming out of your mouth into the physical universe. It's vibrating molecules. It has creative force. What you say is what you get. You have to speak things into existence.
Telekinesis training. This ain't nothing but a piece of foil on a toothpick inside of some styrofoam, but I am moving it telekinetically. Look. Yeah. One thing about me, I'm gonna do some telekinesis.
So we're trying to accommodate that. We were going to a couple of different buildings for a couple of
Satan does not exist and they have tricked you. High-level Satanists intentionally mislead you and make you think that they are worshipping the deity Satan, when in fact they are not. They do this to keep you in an illusion and keep you trapped in thinking that God and the devil are outside of you, because this keeps you in low consciousness, and then the Satanists can use you to create their reality and their agenda. Universe is a mental construct. Every object you see was first thought, imagined, then created physically. Everything begins in the mind first. The same power of God's mind that created your body, the world, the stars, the macrocosm, is the same creative force that you have access to create your life and your world. Your mind is a smaller version of God's mind, and they are the exact same powers. Depending on how we use the creational forces of the mind depends whether you are a God or Satan. The eye in the triangle represents the three creational forces of consciousness: thought, emotion, action. Eye is consciousness, the light is emanation of creation. Satanist is someone who only thinks and acts without emotion. They have no care towards anyone, and they only think and act and create towards themselves and their ego. Instead, we need to think, feel, then act, because the feelings are the intelligence within us that knows right from wrong. And if we think, for example, stealing an old lady's purse, and feel, and that feeling tells us that it's wrong, then we should not take an action. If you take the action against the feeling that's telling you it's wrong, that is now a sin, and you have sinned against the Spirit of God. A Satanist is someone who only creates for their ego and their personal gain without keeping in mind the collective consciousness and how we are all one family of consciousness. The devil is red because it represents your root chakra, base consciousness.
Are you starting to notice how fast the darkness is being dragged into the light? It feels like every week another layer peels back. The stories we were fed are unraveling. The systems we trusted for health and truth are showing their corruption. And the idols this world lifted up, they're falling fast. And even the history books are being challenged. People are digging, they're uncovering, and we're realizing that we were fed a version of the past that doesn't match reality. And you don't have to be religious to see this. You don't need a Bible verse in your hand to recognize that. The veil is lifting right in front of your eyes. Something is shifting. The system that once controlled everything is losing its grip. And you can feel it. And deep down, you know it. You know this isn't just chaos, it's exposure. And once you start seeing it, you can't unsee it. Luke 8:17 says, "For there is nothing hidden that will not be made manifest, nor anything secret that will not be known and come to light." And if you haven't started seeking, I suggest you get your spirit ready for what's coming.
We have got a brand new Mandela effect, and at this point, I don't know what to do anymore. I'm going to show you one image, an image you can actually hear. I want you to comment the first thing that pops into your head. And if you're Gen X, this will be even easier for you. I will assume everybody watching knows who this guy is. Our beloved Yosemite Sam. Very reason that Gen X knows the term tarnation, or tarnations. As we all know, his famous quote is, "What in tarnation?" or "What in tarnations?" Nope. Never said it. The Yosemite Sam Mandela effect refers to the widespread misremembering of the Yosemite Sam catchphrase, with many people incorrectly recalling him saying, "What in tarnation?" She never said in the original cartoons. So I headed over to Reddit. So the title is, "What in tarnations?" I'm currently working on a project that has to source this line, and I can't seem to find a clip, which is leading me to believe he might not even say it. Like I said, if you're Gen X, that's how we learned what the word tarnation means. I headed back to Google to find out what he really said. So I Googled Yosemite Sam quote, "What in tarnation?" or "What in the name of tarnation?" Yosemite Sam's most iconic quote. I pass this over to you. Actually say it. What do you remember his catchphrase being?
The Mandela effect thing is fascinating. They're literally changing history right in front of our eyes.
Why in the world would I see what I just saw in the picture that JD Vance posted last night that was about his address taking Charlie Kirk's place? Don't get mad at me, I'm just a messenger. And not even what I'm about to show you, but what I show you after. Okay, now first some receipts. The second I saw the picture, something stood out heavy in my brain, and you can see I started researching it right when he posted it. Sometimes you look at something and it screams without volume. This is what I saw. Alarm bells should already be going off in your head. There was 2 of them, one on each side of the fireplace. And yes, it was him that posted it. So already the top part looked awfully close to Lucifer's sigil. I'm not actually going to post a sigil, and I'll show you why in a minute, but it's much like the Google Play Store. That's actually what it's mimicked off of. But I was also feeling some Babylonian type sigil vibes. As time has progressed, as cultures have gotten together and then separated, the sigils have changed a little bit over time. But we still do have preserved sigils. So I wanted to compare this picture with all sigils on the web. I said, hello, whose demonic sigil is this close to? Can go all the way back to Babylon. Y'all aren't gonna believe this. And it'll get heavier and heavier as we go. The traditional sigil of Lucifer features a style of V often interpreted as inverted triangles or chalice shape. Your image mirrors this when overlaid downward triangle angle on the filled central circle. Wow. It doesn't stop there, it also has radiating elements. The spikes or rays around the circle invoke the morning star aspect of Lucifer or Venus. And it's meant to invoke illumination or forbidden knowledge. When the Bible says that Satan's the god of this world, a lowercase god, you really should believe it. So all in now, so far we have Lucifer's sigil, we also have the morning star Venus. Third, the Art Deco flair, a modern adaptation of 20th century occult revivals like those in Aleister Crowley. Do you know how high up he was in the US GOV? And the sigil originates in Renaissance demonology when it served the pictorial signature for summoning Lucifer. Now this right here is why I'm not just throwing sigils at you. It says in occult traditions, drawing and using a sigil without preparation is said to invite unintended energies. We know. That's why I go off all the time about creators sharing demonic bullcrap, utter debauchery on purpose for views. Because they're bringing demons in your house. So they can get a check. Really makes me mad, but I digress. You can see the percentages of which sigils and whatever right here. Fast forward. Now this I figured out a few days ago, but I forgot to show you. Time magazine. Enough. This was within, I believe, 24 hours of the event. Of course, completely unrelated, the wording on this. Completely unrelated, of course. Enough.
How fast can you get into a flow state? I'm telling you, it's a low-key a superpower. One of the things you could practice is actually daydreaming. Oh, daydreaming puts you in a flow state. Also being bored because you're training your brain to make with what you have. My theory with it though, everyone's process is so different. What will put one person to flow state will not work with another person. You have to find your triggers. So it's almost like Inception. You have a totem that only you know and it will only work for you.
Yeah. You need a small object, potentially heavy, something you can have on you all the time that no one else knows.
Like a coin?
No, it needs to be more unique than that. Like, this is a loaded die. I can't let you touch it. That would defeat the purpose. The only I know the balance and the weight of this particular loaded die.
And as you walk into that, you're actually tapping into that. And it's interesting because there was a video that I was watching a while back where they talked about how when you would enter into a cathedral, the water in your body would take on the structure of the crystals in the wall. So think about that. So let's say you saw like a snowflake in the cathedral, your water in your body, based on the sound frequency coming from these cathedrals, would actually change to a snowflake. or a crystal. I mean, think of that. Think of that vibration. There's all this other stuff, right? All these polymers and plastics and all the other stuff. They're vibrating at a frequency to harm the body. And that's what the book with the infinite mind, Valerie Hunt, that's what she talked about. She talked about the vibrations that come from inside the home. The vibrations from the inside of the home can be very toxic, versus the vibrations out in nature can be very healing. And somebody just said Bosnian pyramids, you get healed for coming into certain parts. Yes, Dr. Samir is doing lovely work at what is going on in Bosnia. And every person should be visiting Bosnia and looking up the Bosnian pyramids that are 4 times the size of Giza.
These videos are for entertainment and education. Real or fake, fact or fiction. Let me know what you think about these videos down in the comments section. I'd like to thank you for watching. Until next time, this is CYPTV and I'm out.